What is happening? Welcome to the Pitcher List Staff Mock Draft for February 17th, 2020. And this is going to be a fun one. This is, of course, your standard 12-teamer, 23 rounds, made for head-to-head, 5x5 leagues, as most popular as it gets among them. No quality starts, nothing like that. But it should be a lot of fun. I mean, this is the third time we're doing it. We're doing it every single week. Actually, next week, we're going to be doing our League of Leagues fantasy draft, which is really exciting. That's a lot of Pitch List members, some actual Pitch List Plus members too, are combining to do a draft for baseball, for football, and basketball, all in one. So if you were there for the I Don't Know draft for the weekend, which was amazing, Daniel Port, Dave Sherman, you guys killed it with that. It's going to be another thing like that. It's going to be Miles Nelson and Daniel Port doing that. That's going to be next Tuesday. So that's going to take place instead of the weekly staff mock draft that we do. And then, of course, I'll be back on March 3rd as well. It's really cool to see that. Adam Sloat has Slow8. Oh, I don't know. I'm so sorry. Man, you can correct me if you want. But it's good to see him here. We're all locked in. I have the 6th position today, so I've done one as the first. I've done one later on. I think I did one in the 9 or around 11, 12. And we got the 6th. I'm going to be trying some things today. I've been doing the top 60, the top 80 actual starters. So that comes out tomorrow, and I've actually found myself not liking some guys that I thought I would a little bit more. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But we'll just get started here in just a moment. It's not 8 o'clock quite yet. I'll allow people to fill in on Twitch as well. But hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining. Who's your poppy? Oh man, I can't do all that. Raffle, Stock, McBig, Ben John. I can't see that far away. John Film, it looks like. Yep, there we go. And then another TV viewer. Thank you all for joining so far. So we're just going to wait a little bit for people to file in before we really get going into it. But generally, so I mean, I'm doing my draft outline as well. I'm trying to do it in tandem a bit with these mock drafts and my SP rankings. We also have our consensus top 300 coming out soon. The weight, I'm totally taking the blame, is on me right now. So we'll see that on Wednesday. I need to get my act together and get my top 300 solidified. So I wanted to write the top 80 starters or so, because I don't really envision anywhere from 80 to 100 being involved inside of that. Maybe some fringe guys there, but essentially once I write this article, then I'm able to do that. So Miles, I'm sorry about that. But we'll have that out on Wednesday as well, so you can get more rankings with that. You have the draft kit for that too. So we've got a lot of things going on here. If you don't know already, we have Pitch List Plus, which is amazing. It's our premium service at Pitch List. It's not a paywall. You get to access the Discord. You get weekly giveaways as well, which I'm actually supposed to do one now. So let me go and do that, because I almost forgot. Yes, we do this every single week, and we're going to be doing these every single week through these mock drafts on Twitch, and then we're also going to be doing them when I do my list every single week. I'm going to be live streaming that because I feel like it's a super fun thing to do. So I have the list. It's going to be the same one from last week, and I need to bring that up. And I'm going to get rid of the person, of course, that won last week. Okay, so I can do this really quickly. Contest winner generator. All right, so the winner this week, this is of a Pitcher List shirt. Pitcher List 5.0 shirt. We'll be doing during the regular season is we're actually going to be giving away some of the limited edition stuff that we don't actually even offer on the store anymore, like a Pitcher Gifts shirt, the old Pitcher List one, as well as some of the other older designs too. So we're going to be, if you guys are on the Discord right now and you're seeing this, I definitely announce to everybody that we are giving away another shirt. And actually, I'm going to do that as well. Give me just a second. go. Sorry. All right. I do have to do that sometimes. Okay. So, yeah, welcome everybody else who just joined. Bristowski, of course, that's Austin. Not me, Pseudodox2. If the shoe fits, Dr. Toboggan. Good to see all of you here, of course. So, all right, I'm going to do this now. I just announced inside of the general channel just so that people could filter in if they wanted to see. If they win, I'm looking forward to it. We have 29 names this week. And let's see who's our winner. The winner this week of a Pitchers 5.0 shirt is Jenny Butler. Congratulations. I was very fortunate enough to meet Jenny in Arizona in the fall for First Pitch Arizona. Really excited to give you a Pitchers shirt. Thanks for supporting us. Reach out to Mary. She will get all your details and send a shirt your way. I definitely let Mary know that I'm doing this because I should have mentioned to her. I think I did. But yeah, definitely, Jenny, reach out to her. And if you guys keep if you didn't see your name here, if you haven't done this already, send your name to Mary so that you're eligible for these in future weeks. But congratulations, Jenny. We're really excited to be able to send you a shirt. Okay, we're gonna do a mock draft now. So let's do this. You guys ready? I'm looking forward to Scott Chu taking Ohtani in the second round. That's what he did in the staff mock. I don't think you need to. Ohtani is one player in this week. He's one player. I haven't really been saying that. I've been meaning to. Couch Managers only has him as one player, so that's what we're going to do there. Don't forget, you guys, you can ask any questions you want. What up, says Austin. I'm here for the Las Vegas Dogs. That's not how my name is spelled. Sorry, King Hippo. Next time. Mary is here. Okay. Jenny Butler is my real name. Dude, so I just get a Jenny Butler shirt now. All right, let's go. We're going to start this wonderful draft. And right, if you remember the first week, it was so terrible as far as the queue getting messed up and everything. It was crazy. By the way, you might have noticed this week that I have some audio foam up. It's great. I have audio foam there. I have a whole wall there. I have a whole thing there. I hope the echo is better. I don't know. I also have a whiteboard I'm supposed to put up, and I want to put it behind me and do terrible, terrible drawings for everybody. So that should be fun. But anyway, so we have Trout and then Acuna. I'm going to do the thing I do every single time, which is I right-click that, and then I go to drag list, and I make this second number 2000 so that I can see all the way down. Bad pick. Typically, of course, you're going to see Yelich here, right? For me, at 6, I am not... 1 week, I guarantee you, 1 week I will be going Cole DeGrom just to experiment with it. I don't think it's this week. There's a specific thing I want to try and do. So first of all, thanks a lot for the staff for joining today. If you don't know, Scott Chu, one of our managers, he's our Going Deep manager, took over at the drop of a hat last year and just did such a great job. Darren Ambrose, one of our new editors, Ken Fitzpatrick as well. Rick Graham is our relievers manager. He's been doing holds and closers, and it's my pick already. I am undecided. So I want to take one of these. I want to take one of Story, Turner, or Lindor. I feel like Story is the better one to take. But honestly, Lindor or Story, you really can't go wrong. It just feels so much like there's just more production to be had with Trevor Story. So I'm going there. I understand if you want to go Lindor instead. It's fine. I personally prefer Story. And it's such a great time to get stolen bases like that. It's just an easy pick. I feel like you get pretty similar production with Bregman, Arenado, Rendon. It's slightly higher floor with those, but then you just get the massive stolen bases that you shouldn't get. Anyway, so yeah, Bellinger flying down to 5 is interesting. Anyway, so you have Matt Pollack as well. Ben Pernick has been around for ages. He's actually was with me from Pitcher Gifts, was my college roommate. Believe it or not, Ben Brown is going to be helping out with the nastiest gifts. Mike Borg, who actually was a Pitcher List Plus member, and then recently just became part of the staff, which is great. Same with James Schiano and Adam Sloat. So Sloat. I'm so sorry. Let's see. A piece of glass to draw on is cool because you can't cover the drawing while talking. Although you have the issue with mirroring because you have draw backwards. Oh, right. So I'm going to do it behind me. So it's just going to be like something that just kind of like a fun thing that week. Like Woody Page would do on Around the Horn. He would always have something he'd write on behind him. Why can't I subscribe? Oh, you should. If you're talking about PitchList Plus, you certainly can subscribe. You go to pitchlist.com/plus. I believe it's $8 a month if you do it yearly, which is like nothing. What you get with that is access to the Discord channel. You get entry every week into that t-shirt giveaway. Why can't you subscribe to Twitch? So I am not an affiliate yet. That's why. Yeah, sorry about that, Clef. We just started this 2 weeks ago. I think we're really close. We got to stream like 3 more times or something. Then we become an affiliate. Then you can subscribe. So, you can just subscribe in a week or so, something like that. I think I do this one. We do the one on Tuesday, and I think the one after that will be the one we can become an affiliate. So excited about that. There goes Cole Arenado and Turner. I'm surprised. Oh yeah, there goes in the door. Never mind. Sorry, I'm going to turn that off. But thanks. I'm happy that you want to subscribe. That's awesome. I appreciate you. Something we want to do is we want to make it so that if you just become a PitchList Plus member, you automatically can subscribe. But I realize that that's not a thing you can do on Twitch. So fine, that's just how it's going to be. I know I do not want to look at Scott Chu's roster. I am so sorry, Scott. So anyway, how often do you stream on Twitch? That's a good question. So right now we're doing it just weekly, at least for me personally. But we want to turn this into a much more consistent thing. The plan is at the very latest by the start of the season to be actually video recording live the podcast I do with Fast. There's a whole podcast section there. I'll show it really quickly so you guys can see it. See that we have a whole setup now for us to do podcasts, which I'm really excited about, and I can't wait. Like I love that we have that thing. And I want to be able to showcase it with you guys and talk to you during podcasts. So we want to do that. I have this whole vision of just having baseball content throughout the day. I can do things better. There we go. Instead of just having the PitchList network, essentially, is what we eventually want to get to. This is very much the start. Thanks. I'm really, really happy that we were able to have that thing. And hopefully you guys can tell from the audio quality is a little bit different. We're still trying to fine tune it perfectly. Someone was saying that we had a little bit too much bass now, but it's definitely, I hear the podcast from last summer compared to what we have now. It's just completely different. But yeah, we want to make this at the very, very minimum once a week. But honestly, I want to make it a couple times a week. I might be doing something where every so often, during my downtime, I'm a little bit of a video gamer. I'm not like a massive one. I mean, I used to be huge into it, but every so often, I just want to kind of chill and play a video game, and I think it'd be super fun just to play a game and then also talk baseball the entire time with everybody. I think that would be a ton of fun. So I want to mix around that kind of stuff too. But we're just getting started with it, and we want to, we have a whole graphic thing that we have to implement over this and have a chat bot and all that kind of stuff. So we're still getting by with this. Is just my 3rd stream, so I'm looking forward to all of that. Anyway. So we've got Freeman and Rendon and Bregman going in the 2nd round. I understand that completely. It's kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about Bregman taking a major step back this year because of the whole allegations. Well, not allegations, they cheated, but how that will affect them for the year. And I actually have found myself avoiding it. At the same time, I think I'd be taking Bregman at that point as well. I would probably see an argument above Juan Soto. I just don't think Soto is going to have the same kind of walk rate he did last year. I mean, it's just, maybe that stabilizes. It was just so good. And Bregman just, to me, seems a little bit better, but maybe you're right. The exit velocity, of course, the expected home run totals, he really overperformed in that way. All right, there goes JD Martinez, which is really disappointing because I actually was hoping he would come back there. This is a little tricky because I don't want to go Pete Alonso. I don't want to go Tatis. I would consider Devers. Is Jose Ramirez? He's gone. All the guys that I would normally go for are gone at this point. It could be very tempting to go Max Scherzer. This right here, I could go Gleyber Torres. I prefer him over Altuve personally. I think Devers is the safest pick here, so I'm going to do that. I'm generally a single player guy. I mean, I grew up playing Smash Brothers. Like I loved playing Falco and Melee and Brawl. But I grew up playing Diablo. I grew up playing like Warcraft 3 custom maps and stuff. But I personally love right now. I want to try things like The Witcher. I want to try Skyrim. There's just a lot of single player games that I want to dip my hand into. I don't really get a chance to. I often feel like if I start playing these games, then I'm just being unproductive. So I don't really do it. But I do like the idea of, like, you know what, I can like take an evening and chill with you guys and play something fun. So and you see Dragonborn here. I'm thinking that Skyrim would be what you'd want. A 96 over 12 equals 8. Quick maths. Wanted to confirm your P. Oh, yeah, Pale plus annual cost. Exactly. Had to sign up for a quick. Oh, sweet. Nice Diverse. Thanks a lot, man. Oh, yeah, Big Red. Yeah, of course. Great to see you on the Discord. Wait, you've never played Skyrim? I played it for like 5 minutes. I mean, I know the beginning where like you're about to get executed or whatever, and then a dragon comes in and all that. It's kind of chaos. I do love like there are those mods out there of Thomas the Tank Engine and stuff. How is Walker Bueller again taking over Max Scherzer? Can we just mention that really quickly? Adam, I'm surprised. Really hoping you'd at least mention Skyrim for our Dragonborn friend. Yeah, there you go. So if you haven't played, so I haven't really played it. What? Well, it's also like one of those things where I tend to hoard in games. Like I need to. Like, okay, Dark Souls, for example. I love that game, and it's actually I get to play with my friend. We've had a thing since 2013 where we play all the Souls-born games, whatever, together, and you need that kind of support for it. We have the same opinion of, like, every single room, we got to be methodical and break everything and make sure you're not missing anything. And Skyrim is definitely something where it's, like, too big that I'll feel anxiety that I've missed something. And I'll have to hoard this item or that item. And it's a lot. What's up, Ajetto? Good to see you. All right, so let's talk about this draft because I'm sure that's a little more interesting. Aaron Judge, Jose Altuve, and Tatis going. Okay, fine. I'm personally hoping that Gleyber survives. I imagine he could and he should. I would love, honestly, I would be totally happy with Starling Marte coming back around to me. I wouldn't be against Pete Alonso. There is that thing I've been talking about where it comes to first baseman. You got to have a certain plan for it. I've yet to have a draft with Pete Alonso, but I could see myself in that position, especially if there isn't a sustained starter run now. When I see Shane Bieber as the number 6 starter off the board, if Jack Flaherty isn't taking me now, honestly, the Mike Clevenger news stinks for 2 reasons. One, I love Mike Clevenger, and I just want him to pitch. But secondly, I want a stud pitcher getting drafted earlier, right? I want there to be a larger pool so that there are more guys from when I normally go for it. There's so much to find. I know in Sky, but that's the thing. Like, I would feel better if you guys who have played it are watching with me. Be like, Nick, you're missing something big here. So then I know that. Wow, Luis Castillo going 7th on the board. That's one of the highest I've seen. Flaherty, Strasburg, Sale, Snell, all ahead easily for me personally. I just don't see Castillo going underneath a 3 ERA with a fastball that he slings, and I don't think he's going to ever take that leap with the heater. He really needs, honestly, I think there's a bigger chance that Castillo gets better with his slider this season than he does with his fastball, and that's the thing. So it's a bit it's too much of a question there for me. I mean, you guys know I love Castillo. I just can't take him inside the top 10 because of that. You feel like you've done it all in Skyrim, and then you start modding. Well, right, I get the Thomas the Tank Engine mod, right? So there goes Pete Alonso, so I can't even do that courtesy of Rick Graham. I've got two picks away. I'm happy, though, because I'm going after either Gleyber Torres or Starling Marte. I mean, I could even consider Xander Bogaerts. I think that's a fantastic pick, too. There goes Torres. I love the idea of getting Marte here. Essentially, with Story and Marte, I feel like I haven't even sacrificed any production to get a ton out of Marte. So I'm thrilled with that. So that's good. At this point, when I'm thinking about coming around the 4th, my plan right now is essentially I'm hoping for Ketel Marte. I think Giancarlo Stanton's going to still fall past that, so I'm all right with that. I mean, maybe you're not on Alvarez, but I'm not a huge fan of that. I could see myself going Yander Bogaerts, but at the same time, I do have Story, and actually they're both only locked at short. They're not like Gleyber, who has short and second, or some guys also have third in there. So I probably am going to steer away from that. Actually, would love to see Xander or Javier Baez taken already, so that, it's just not for me. I don't need to go Jonathan VR just because I feel good enough with the floor of Marte and Story, then whatever I get elsewhere in the draft will cover me for the rest. I mean, in head-to-head leagues, I'm never trying to be in the top 3 of stolen bases. I'm trying to be in the top like 6 or 7, probably like top 6 or so. Because really, even if you're in the top 3, like your guys just don't steal that week, and then you always need guys that are giving you a chance every week in a head-to-head league. You want to be like 4.5, offensive categories a week, right? You want to be like in the game for steals and then super competitive in the other 4. So not full out punt, but not, the reverse anyway. This is totally what I expected, a complete video game Twitch chat. Boo stolen bases. I'm telling you, I want to do a league with no stolen bases and no saves. So we'll see what happens. Oh, that looks so good. Oh man, that looks so good. Michael Packer just I'm gonna do this. Yeah, you guys can see this is the graphic that Michael Packer just sent me. For the draft kit. Look at that. Except that he has the parentheses S. But it looks so good. Okay. It has 21,000. Oh my lord. But yeah, if you guys didn't know, we have like just a page right now. Sorry for the draft kit. That's just to organize everything for you. The current plan, and I hate even if you notice, I haven't given an exact date for the draft guide yet. It's because there's certain like a couple last minute articles that need to be written, and certain things we had to push back. And we understand. I don't want to give an exact date, but it's could drop any moment is what I want to say with that. So we're really excited to drop that off. And then the draft kit is essentially just your page of everything. Kind of think like The Athletic. They have that. Pitch Plus people, of course, you guys will get in a message. Well, inside the Discord, you'll have like, hey, here's your link to it. It's just going to be an attachment inside the Discord. And then also you'll get an email out through the site for being a PL Plus member. But yeah, it's a cool looking graphic. I love it. Such a good job by Michael Packard. But anyway, all you guys talking about Skyrim, I'm still replaying Final Fantasy VII. Hey, I've never played it. I know the spoiler, which is too bad. About one of the characters. I know the thing that happens, which is whatever. But at the same time, I've never played it, and I do have a PS4 courtesy of you know who. You guys are way too much for my 30th birthday. You should not have done that. All right, let's see here. So we have Jack Flaherty going the beginning of the 4th. That's actually kind of late for Jack Flaherty from what I've seen. Everyone going Strasburg, Sale, Snell ahead. I'm okay with that. But to see him as the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th starter off the board is shocking. I have him at 10. Maybe I have him at 8. I think I'm at 8. It will be 7, I guess. Oh, man. Why did Clevenger have to get hurt? No, wait, no. I have Bieber at 8. Strasburg at 9, Flaherty at 10. Okay. It's like I gotta. It's like I don't want to say a politician, but like it feels like that where I have my flashcards before a debate or so. Like I need to remember all the things for all the podcasts and everything. Going, wow, Matt Olson in the fourth, second pick of the 4th round. Aggressive. As far as first baseman go, there has been some pushback. I remember Rizzo being in the 3rd round, maybe 4th. Before there goes Ketel Marte. That's unfortunate. I wanted to be Marte, but that's fine. Jordan Alvarez is still there. He's definitely someone I would consider in the 4th round here. Considering I have my speed already, he's exactly the kind of fit you're looking for at this point. I would consider Giancarlo Stanton as well if he survives. There's a good floor with Charlie Blackmon as well. So I feel good. And I know I'm not going after a pitcher yet. Sorry. Do you think Judge stays healthy this year? I hope so. It's something about like Giancarlo Stanton for ages. He doesn't stay healthy because he's such a massive dude, and I kind of do believe that with Judge. At the same time, he's very he's not all out. Like, you see his motions and stuff. He does go hard, but it's very kind of methodical and smoother. And he's not overexerting. And it's an oblique injury that stinks. That's what happened last year. But I think he should be good. It is exactly one season, but it's only been 3 seasons. So it's kind of hard, you know. That's just two injuries. I'm going to turn off that sound. Yeah. All right. So Yordan Alvarez. Okay, fine. Including minor leagues. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough, Jew. Is that right? 2016? Like 2017 is when he came up. 2016 he was hurt. But, oh, it's on me now. Okay, Charlie Blackmon just went. Yordan Alvarez was picked as well. I would very much consider standing just what I'm talking about. I went heavy on some speed earlier on. Do not need Rizzo. Oh, sorry, do not like Rizzo. VR, Baez, I don't need those. I could consider Clevenger or Corbin really at this point. But I'm going to go Stanton. It's just too much of an impact. And I have to think he's healthy now. Oh, right. They are shorter. That's true. True. Hey, Chew. I mean, I would be absolutely shocked if I did. But you surprised so much out of me last year. We're doing the pitcher list New York City meetup. That's the major one every year. We always do the first week after opening day. So it's gonna be April 4th in Brooklyn, New York. Chew, you flew down last year. You took like every mode of transportation. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a rowboat involved. I don't expect to see you, but I would love to. I would love to, because everyone doesn't realize how tall you are. Who was the last starter in your rankings that you would have as your ace? So this is a popular question. It's a good one, right? You're saying like, okay, when am I comfortable? Do I feel like I need to go and get someone? And I think the correct answer is you don't need like an ace. You need a collection. So like if you don't get like a top 12 guy or a top 15, right? If you get 3 or 4 of, guys that are ranked between 15 and 35, you don't need a de facto ace. That itself makes up for it. So it's okay. It's not like, okay, you know what? If I don't get any of these guys, I lose the year. I highly disagree with that idea. So I don't want to give that answer. Like, who's the last starter in my rankings I would have as my ace? I've seen a lot of drafts where my first starter is Corey Kluber, and I've been really happy with that. I am going to not do that today. I'm trains, planes, and automobiles. All right, there it is. But good question, Tavern Knight. I would say in most cases, if you're not doing like my no starter till the 7th or whatever it is, I would say that you're aiming to get one of Severino or Corbin by the end, right? Even Darvish, I feel, is like slightly riskier than those. So if you want something that's like, okay, I know this guy's going to be at the very least an SB2 for me. Severino and Corbin would be the answer there. Right, and I've seen a lot of Corbin exactly where you are, Kevin Fitzpatrick, the end of the 4th round, or actually right the 3rd to last pick. I've seen that so many times. But yeah, so last year I had like the tier of 22, which were the hitters that I felt were in a distinct tier above anything else before I would take a pitcher. This year, I think it kind of goes until Devers. Exactly as you see here. And I would consider putting Judge in there a little bit. But we have to acknowledge the injury risk a little bit more, and the floor of Devers is higher, so then it's not the same. Altuve, Tatis Jr., Harper, Alonso, Stanley Marte, Torres, I think they are a tier underneath it. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's a tier of 16. That's really important. But then the next one is really large. So Judge, Altuve, Tatis, Harper. I would put Alonso in there. Torres, Marte. I don't know if I'd stick Albies in it, but I'd put Bogarts, Springer, Marte. That's Kettle Marte. That's 10. Jordan 11. Blackman, Stanton 12 are the next tier. And then it's Albies and Mondesi, and I don't know if Olsen's there yet, but VR, Rizzo is there, so maybe Olsen too. But those are the distinct tiers I think for hitters for me. So I can see myself, for example, if I'm in Rick Graham's spot, I would take Max Scherzer there. I would very much heavily consider it, just because it is the drop back, and like, wait, a starter should go then. Only cases that I would argue for it, but it's not really my thing. I'm like 66% sure I can make it as of now. Oh, what? Dude, that would be so sweet, Chew. I hope you can make it. There goes Giolito, and there goes Clevenger in the 5th. Machado. So, all right, so I'm 3 picks away. Who am I going for now? What is Baez's? He's pure shortstop, isn't he? If he has second base eligibility, I'm so in on that. I don't think he does. Nope, it's pure shortstop. Yep, it's annoying. That's 1% more sure than I. Oh yeah, Austin. Why? Oh yeah, right. You gave me the answer. I really hope you can make it, Austin. That would be super fun. Okay, so as far as hitters at this point, it's actually thinner than I'm used to here. I know who I want. And yeah, how could I say no? We're going to go with Nelson Cruz. Unless Adam Howe takes him right now. Don't listen to me. Shut up, Adam. It's too... Nelson Cruz is too early. Well, you don't want that. It's too early. Let's add him to the queue. What do I have? Okay, no second baseman, no first baseman. Okay. Right, I'm doing a draft. So what I'm seeing with my team right now is that between Story, Devers, and Marte, great average floor, great stolen base floor. Right? Good, but not like elite with run production, because Marte or Stanton's gonna be a little bit lower on it. I mean, Devers, I don't know exactly how high. I want to be pushing the 4 categories now as much as I can. I'm trying to just like, okay, cool. Story and Marte. I would do that all day in the middle here. If it's Lindor, Marte, whatever. Marte is like the perfect 3rd round pick. Because that means you're allowed to sell out for someone like Devers in the 2nd round. Or JD Martinez, like we did last year, and it kind of was weird last year, but nevertheless, JD Martinez, Stanley Marte is like such a good combo. And then you have the all-around guys like Story and Lindor. This is something. I mean, it makes me love the middle picks because it just falls into place like this pretty easily. I'm not the only one that is taking stand everywhere. I mean, I just did in the 4th round, so I'm kind of with you. A healthy year, 50 bombs to win. Yes, exactly. So. If he doesn't hit 600, it's just that last year was such a lost season. It was more than just one injury. That's the major thing. And he's always had kind of been that health risk. At the same time, 4th round is just, it's overwhelming compared. Like, look at the other guys here. VR, Meadows. I mean, I do love Meadows, but I didn't feel like I needed it because I got Marte. If I hadn't got Marte, let's say I got Pete Alonso, Austin Meadows is a really good pick there. Right? It's just a different... you're just going for different things. Roster construction, it's what they say. This is what they're talking about. It's not about the straight list. It's, even though we are a pitcher list, it's, I even say in the blurbs, right? It's all about your situation. So, all right, I'm going to get better posture here. There we go. Much better posture. Anyway, so now I feel pretty good about this guy. A lot of power. Obviously, I don't have any pitching. Shocking. It's Nick Pollack here. Hey, what's up? How are we doing? Let's see. Oh, yeah, there are comments here. Yeah, Javier Baez in the 5th round honestly is fantastic value. I would have gotten him in the 4th if I didn't already have Story. Uh, I mean, just a quick look at Baez. Yes, he did go down in stolen bases last year, but he should still be entrenched that, and that lineup should be about 180 runs plus RBI, if not more than that. Probably a little bit higher on stolen bases. I would imagine he's not going to be an 11 guy forever. This chair looks very comfortable. It's all right. It's not bad. It's the one they provide here. The one in my actual apartment is amazing. It is. Oh, I'm so tempted to bring that one in. It's a fine chair. I've had worse. I've had a lot worse. Aaron Nola in the 5th round. Sure, I get it. I mean, I'm just thinking of the other starters right now. I mean, the 3 guys that I've been harping on have not been drafted yet. And it would be very hard for me not to select one next round, theoretically. If you guys know who those are, that would be Yu Darvish, Severino, and Kluber. I would also consider Carrasco around now as well. It very much does look like the Indians are going after them. Cool. There's lovely business emails. Let's see here. Cool. Gotcha. All right, cool. Anyway, sorry. That was wonderful and vague. Ergonomic. Yes, it's all about that lumbar support. I was very lucky to get a steel case, like the best steel case chair, which is normally like a $1,200 chair for like nothing. And I was looking around for a chair, and my friend essentially was like, look, man, we're just like giving these away, essentially. So I got myself a... what is it? It's like, it's not the Leap. It's what is like the coolest steel case chair? I think it's the Gesture. Yeah, that's the one I got. I got a steel case Gesture. It is. I love that chair. Look that up. I don't deserve that chair. I mean, if you find one like on Craigslist that's like $100 or $200, you're very, very lucky. You should do that. I cannot emphasize that enough. Sevy isn't making it back to me. All right, well, there's Aaron Nola. So I guess you're doubling up on a starter, just so you guys know. But fair enough, Ben. I have terrible lumbar from 4 years. All right, because Austin is like a surprise, what, 6'2", 6'3"? We're filled with random tall starters. So Adam is on auto pick. He has a draft set up. Or yeah, a queue setup, so he should be okay. Kershaw, Suarez looks great, cool. I mean, it's kind of surprising. You can put Bregman at shortstop, so that's fine. Interesting to see Bichette there, James. Considering you have Bogarts already at short, 6'2". Okay. Sorry for overselling you. Let's see here. All right, so Moncada in the 6th. That makes sense. I got that. I am most likely. I'm actually kind of surprised at all of the solid second base options available. Muncy and Whit Merrifield are there. I would love to get DJ LeMahieu. I would love to get Joey Gallo. I think Joey Gallo fits so well into this team I've constructed. Nelson Cruz, Devers, Marte, Story keep up that average floor. Stanton isn't going to hurt it. He should be like a 270, 260 at worst, really. So I feel good about going for Joey Gallo at this point. Well, okay, fine, Mike Borg. Fine. Go and get him. Right, there goes Ben as he promised, getting Luis Severino. And now Pernick is up. Pernick, I just want to let you know that Tim Wakefield, he's He's hurt. He's on the DL. No, that used to be a joke. My other roommate, Mark, would yell at Ben being a Red Sox fan. Ben, get in here. It's in Wakefield. Oh, man, he's hurt. And Ben would run in, worried, and he'd be completely fine. This is college life with Nick Pollack and company. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So 3 picks to go. Let's say that LeMahieu's gone. I would probably go with Max Muncy. I would consider JT Realmuto. I would consider Jose Abreu as well. I do like the idea that there are still a lot of first basemen available, so I don't feel a necessity to go after this thing that also went in the 4th, but that's okay. That's fine. Running out of time here, Pernick. You got this, bud. So he went Realmuto. That's fine. So it's either, I could see DJ going here. I could see Muncy going here. So one of those two I'm going to get, and that's cool. I prefer DJ LeMahieu. It allows me to then sell out even more because the average will be higher. While it is a little bit more power with Muncy, I feel like the overall production that I get from having LeMahieu also opens up the flexibility of saying, hey, you know what? Maybe I want to get Muncy on the way back instead of Jose Abreu. Well, there you go. Fine. But right, then it would allow, I can put DJ LeMahieu at first or at second, so I'm cool with that. Wakefield is 53 years young. You could probably still float a 52-mile-per-hour butterfly over the plate if needed to. I think everyone here can throw 52 miles per hour. I'm just saying, 52 is not a difficult thing to do. It's very, very hard to go, 20 more miles per hour than that. But like, if you can reach the plate, you can pretty much throw 50. Like, if you can just reach it, you're fine. And there goes Abreu. That's too bad. I really do like Abreu. I was kind of hoping that Bell or Goldschmidt would get sniped before him, especially considering that Couch Managers has it higher. But no, there you go. So I'm 6 rounds deep. I would typically go for a starter next round, right? And I see Greinke there. I'm just like, oh, yeah, of course. I would see Kluber there, I imagine. I'd be like, yeah, of course. But today's not that day. I probably can't top 45. Mike, don't sell yourself short, okay? All right? That's Mike Borg. I'm assuming Mike BG, I would imagine. Do not sell yourself short. I bet you can. I bet you can. All right, let's see here. We have Matt Chapman and then Victor Robles. Robles is actually, I've gone back and forth here. On one side, I'm like, oh yeah, there's your definitive stolen base guy that's not in the first 3-4 rounds. Duh, go for that. The other side, I'm thinking, well, he's could easily fall to the bottom of that lineup as opposed to the top. And I'm not in love with that. That is you. Okay, cool. What Merrifield going the 6th round? See, that would be someone I would consider essentially as a first baseman, right? Because then I put LeMahieu at first. At this point, I think I'm going to go... Goldschmidt's a little safer. I do like the idea of going Bell, though. Bell was hurt, and he was off to such a good start. I don't want to go Rhys Hoskins. I'm likely going to go one of these two. Tommy Pham is a really good value, I think, in the 7th round. I think people are overlooking that. Jorge Soler is someone I would consider, too, especially considering that I am going anti-stolen base at this point. Trey Mancini is a discount first base option. Yes, Eddie Rosario, get in here. Get no stolen bases. We don't want them. Where Scott? What are you doing? He's one player. He's one player, Scott. Yeah, I'll throw him in there. I know I have Nelson Cruz. I have 2 utility spots. Thank you very much. Man, Marcus Semien is still out there. This is a suddenly surprisingly. So why is there so much value here? What guys are getting drafted, overdrafted? You could argue that is opening up this value. That's a interesting question because I don't really see it. 7th round is just so many fun guys. Okay, so there goes Abreu. I could wait. I could go after one of these instead and then hope to get something like Trey Mancini. I could go Reese Hoskins, even though I hate Reese Hoskins. I could do stuff like that. Nick, I want to draft against you. I'm assuming this is Kyle Seiler. Can I pay extra for that? We'll actually be doing no. No, I'm not going to allow you to do that. What we can do is in March we're going to be opening these up. So instead of from the staff, we're actually going to allow Pitch List Plus. I'll like announce at like 7 that the draft room is open for first come first serve, and I'll be doing it with just Pitch List Plus members. So that'll be really fun. So you can definitely join in on that. Oh, okay, Chew, I gotcha. I mean, I can't say no if it's right now, because this is like... They had Robuz at 8, then now they moved to Leo. Well, right. Even if they do now, we don't know. Dave Martinez can just say, you know what? I think I want Turner early enough. Or maybe he's batting second or someone else. I don't know, man. It's weird. All right, let's do it. 7th round, one-way Shohei. That's so good. So I get the solid DH and 20 starts in one player, in one roster spot. That's so good in the 7th round. And that's my first starter. I wasn't planning on getting a starter until the 10th round, but I guess I have one now. I mean, I don't even count it like that. That's just the package just delivered to me. So, could not say no. Yeah, Robuz it just doesn't appeal to me. I get it. Like, if he's locked into a roster spot at the top of the lineup, fine. But I don't know if we're going to get that. Josh Donaldson, 7th, sure. Yeah, I guess Matt Chapman went a little bit early to make some room. Jose Abreu kind of made some room. Muncy a little bit. Just trying to figure out why I feel like there's a lot of value now than there normally is. He seems like a 1 or 2 category. Well, right, exactly. How is the average going to be? I don't think it's going to be above 300. I also love Shohei in that FBC style formats where you get bi-weekly lineup changes because of like it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Right. Oh, that's a really good point, Chew. Scott Chew there. Oh man, I think every week I kind of forget how much I enjoy just spending an evening with you guys and just drafting. I mean, every single week too, I feel more and more ready, which is good. And Fast and I have a week and a half to nail down our projections because we've got the labor draft in Florida, which is crazy. I cannot believe we're in labor. And then 2 weeks after that, I am in tout, which is what? I'm tempted to practice once with these with an auction. If I find myself on Wednesday night, right? Oh no, actually I can't. I've practiced that night. If I find myself maybe Monday night next week, feel like, you know what, Nick, I got to do an auction. Then I might bring a lot of you guys in. My most important draft. What's up? Okay, yes, Nick, 88. I'll be tuning in every time now that I found you on the stream. Oh, sweet, awesome, man. Thanks. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. I mean, you're obviously seeing in the early stages. But yeah, I mean, we just want to create like a fantasy baseball channel. And we want to honestly eventually turn this into content throughout the day, essentially being what we all want the MLB network to be for us. So, I mean, my ultimate dream is to have like the MLB man cave or whatever, fan cave, but for like fantasy baseball experts. Like all we do is just hang around. Anyway, most important draft is the Legacy League. I know. I think we're going to be able to do that. And you guys are going to hate me. But I want to do that. Do what we did, I think, like 3 years ago, which is our draft spots are determined by March Madness's opening weekend. And I know that's a week before the season starts. The Fantasy Cave. Yeah, exactly. Nathan, thank you. If you guys don't know, Nathan Mills, graphics guy, does such great work. Created the cheat sheet last week, that amazing design. So it's cool to see you here, Nathan. But yeah, the Legacy League, like we had a little game of so you have 12 spots. So you take away the 1 and 2 seeds, and you take away the 15 and 16. So you have a 3 through 14. So that's 12 different teams, and then we create a draft order to select which team you want, and then then essentially you get to pick your draft spot in the order of lowest seed with a victory. So the 6 teams that won out of that, whoever has the lowest seed gets to go first, second, then all the way down, and then the highest seed that lost. So like if you pick the 3rd seed, you have a high floor, or like your ceiling is capped at being the 6th, right? Because you if you win, there's still going to be 5 seeds that are higher than you, but if you lose, you are going to be the 12th pick. So if you want to be like the back half of a draft, you can do that. If you want to be a minimum of the 7th, you can. So if you want to shoot for the 1st or the 7th, then you want to pick the 14th team, right? The one going against that, because then you can be the number 1 overall, or you can be the 7th overall. So it's a fun game, a different way of doing it. But yeah, it's I want to do that. And the thing is, right, that's the thing. It would be like a 4-day slow draft, and I think we can do that. Honestly, it really just depends on. I'll like talk to the entire Legacy League, like, hey guys, if we do this, can we make sure that we are at our phones able to draft during that? Anyway, there goes Jorge Soler, which is disappointing. I was kind of hoping that I'd be able to get him here. Castellanos is there, which I love at this point. I do like Gary Sanchez, even the way I just constructed this. I do not have. Trey Mancini is there. I'm just taking a look at first or second base eligible, because I can move DJ to either one. So there's some solid. He's already in my queue, of course he is. It's right there, and I'm blind. There's still some good options here, so I'm going to. I'm really just going to go for the best offensive threat available, save for a Semien, which stinks. And how is he still available in the 8th round? Whatever, y'all. Add Rick Graham. You should be getting Semien, and yeah. I'd be tempted to. I just already have 2 util. It's just not smart for me to do that. There goes Gary Sanchez, someone I was debating there. I really like Nick Castellanos this year. And I think overall that's just the best productive player I can get. So I'm going to do that. So if you noticed, it's been 8 rounds and I still haven't done it. And I want to see what team I craft without taking a starter until the 10th. I mean, I know I have Shotani. I'm kind of not counting it, but at the same time, I could not take it. So whatever. I mean, like if I didn't take Otani, I would have gotten probably Goldschmidt. Maybe I'm taking a Soler. I don't know. How much better is Castellanos this year in Great American Ballpark than Puig was last year? I think a lot better, honestly. I think Castellanos as a hitter needed to get out of Detroit. Also needed to be more competitive environment. Needed to be out of that home park of Detroit. I just think the entire situation for him is just blossoming for the Reds. So it's about, like, he's always been such like a good hitter. It's just been about, he's just like slightly there, like almost at that 30 to 35 home run range as opposed to the 25 or so, right? I really do feel that this is the year that he just goes nuts. Mr. Doubles. Well, right, those doubles turned into home runs then. I picked Buffalo State to beat Arizona in 2017. I knew nothing about college basketball. Right, we don't know anything, especially this year. If anyone that has followed it at all, I've like been loosely doing it. You know that it's just a complete crapshoot this year. Like I think like 6 or 7 top 25 teams lost yesterday or something like that. It was ridiculous. Exactly, Big Red. Season starts on 3/26. Well, right. So Hopefully we can do that though. It's so much fun. Makes that opening weekend or the Friday Saturday game so much fun. And we can start the draft already. So it's we'll make it automatic pick, like automatic slide. We're not do like draft order to pick your spot. We'll do like, okay, we'll do a random generator for you to be like, okay, these teams, and then it's just gonna be laid out. I'm looking forward to it. Should be good. There you go. Rick Graham did get Marcus Semien. I don't remember who wrote it, but there was a great going deep about Castellanos, how his power numbers were affected by being in Detroit. That's probably where I'm grabbing this from, honestly. That was... well, right, that's the thing, Chu. Oh, yeah, you are Chu, so fine. I actually don't know who wrote that. Oh, it was probably Dan Richards, because he was probably talking about park factors. Nick, is basketball your second favorite sport? If yes, who is your NBA team and college team? Well, Austin, if you grew up in a city where they said, hey, we are the, I guess you grew up in Illinois, the Illinois Austins, I think you'd be a fan of that team, right? Which is just so sad. So I'm a Knick fan. But I root for Michigan in college basketball. My sister went to Michigan, so I have a Michigan Stein. Go blue. I mean, basketball, I guess, is my second favorite sport. I coach it because it's just so much easier than it is to coach baseball. And it's just really fun just working with the kids too. Like every week, it's amazing. These like 13, 14-year-olds, and they're figuring out life. And you just get to, I don't know, they're just so happy I'm not a dad. So it's just super fun hanging with them. I get to draft my kids too, so I get to pick the ones that aren't. Geez, that reasoning. Yep. I get to pick ones that don't suck in the way of like they aren't obnoxious and kids that actually like want to work with me as opposed to just ignore me. So every year I do that, and it's just a ton of fun. I mean, it's everyone. I didn't really know so much about coaching basketball. I used to play it a bit, but I never really like studied it. And then I just kind of jumped into this, and I highly recommend it. Find the rec league around you or whatever. They always want coaches. Really, dads don't really want to do. They just do it out of necessity. Throw yourself into it. Really, it's so rewarding. It's amazing. Anyway, so it's the 9th round. Kevin Biggio, Grandal, Wheeler, Laureano. Sure, get all of this. Louis Robert. I'm gonna stop saying Louis Robert. Louis Robert. So Louis Robert. But anyway, so I mean, as far as like my other favorite sport, I guess it would be basketball. Yeah, but it's just baseball is my love. So you have the Yankees. We all agreed we'll never trade Judge. Yep. And as your base, but the Knicks who did trade Porzingis. Yeah. I mean, the Knicks it's just laughable. I don't really monitor them. I will say, being a part of MSG for a moment, it was easy to be like, yeah, I'm a Knicks fan. This is fine. This is all fine. You know how hard it is for a fat, lazy guy to figure out how to coach soccer, though? Dude, I hate soccer, though. Oh, man. I hated it as a kid. I was so upset that they didn't have flag football when I was a kid. And then, like, now where I am, I think it's like 3 years later after I stopped, they introduced flag football, which I was too old for and everything. And I hate soccer. I always say, like, my feet are too far away from my head, so I just have no coordination. But I just can't. I like doing like shooting, right? I like doing things with my hands. It's just how I feel. I express myself. I play guitar, and just not using that is just what? I'm not supposed to do that. There was a huge debate inside of our staff rankings between Trey Mancini and Carlos Santana. I want to say Santana, but I know it should be Trey Mancini, so I'm doing that. That's my first baseman. And I gotta edit my roster. All right, so there you go. Look at this amazing offense. I don't know if you can see it. I don't think you can, but I'll read it out right now. Oh yeah, I can move myself. Okay, there you go. It's incredible, right? Trey Mancini, Gigi LeMahieu, Trevor Story, Rafael Devers, Stalling Marte, Giancarlo Stanton, Nick Castellanos, Nelson Cruz, Shohei Ohtani. Okay? Yo, what's up? Good to see you again, man. Aramali. I'm just gonna say that's what it is. Good to see you. We need more Ultimate Frisbee. I know how to do a flick. I know it. I went to Camp Beckett in the Berkshires, where I learned how to do a wonderful forehand and can flick it really far. And I have bad backhand now because that's all I wanted to do. But anyway, so that is so here's the game plan, right? I've made the joke like I'm not drafting a star until the 10th round. Okay. I've created like this behemoth of an offense now, right? I have stolen bases good enough with Story and Marte. I have unbelievable production. I think like everyone is like a 3-hitter, right? I have it. It's there. Now it's about, okay, can I craft a pitching staff from what's left? And we'll see. We'll see if I feel good about it. I have a feeling no, but I want to see. I've been saying that I've been wanting to do this for a while, and it's really fun just to take hitters. I gotta say, especially ones I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's gonna be good. That guy's gonna be good, and not like these like, I don't know, will he get the opportunity? Will he be able to? I'm like, no, these are really good hitters. Do you guys want me to leave? Yeah, I'm actually gonna probably leave myself at that spot, so that you can see the team as I do it. Yeah, that's a good spot, right? That's cool. Cool. I'll pull this up a little so you can see that. I can move this slightly so that Adam is in more. Okay, disc golf or ultimate frisbee. Oh man, I spent a summer on Martha's Vineyard in 2011. One of my best friends from college grew up there, and he, after I was working at Guitar Center for my first year out of college, he's like, Nick, you gotta quit that. Just come to Martha's Vineyard. So I did that, and they were obsessed with frolf, as they called it. And I was not good at this. I enjoyed Ultimate Frisbee, just flicking it out to people, whatever, fine. This is like smaller discs, and you gotta be accurate with it, and you gotta do a lot of backhands, and like I can do it forehand with accuracy with it. So I just felt so bad because they wanted me, they're like, Nick, yeah, please, hang out with us and do this. And I was like, I shouldn't really be playing this because I'm just wasting your time. And I was that guy. And of course I didn't. Frolf BS. It's what they called it, okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying it how it was. All right? Don't hate my people. Man, so I'm looking at Adam's team right now, who has 5 starters. And I look at mine. Actually, I have half a starter. So, whatever. It's disc golf or frisbee golf. Never frolf. Well, you know what? Fine, I don't really care. I have no true horse in this race. So, I mean, okay, hold on. Let me just take a quick look around for a second. Oh, baby. I mean, I think I have to. Cool. Let's see. Dakota is all the way over here. Gee, I don't think he's in. I think he's like the very end of my. He's outside my top 80. I think. All right. Let's see what I get. I mean, I would imagine James would. No, okay. Mike? Am I gonna get some decent starters? I don't know. Don't know. But I mean, here's the thing. This offense is just so good. Like, I know we all have our different... we all are good at certain things when it comes to fantasy baseball, right? I know that my talents lie more so in playing the waiver wire and what I like to call streaming. which is not your one night stands. It is your long-term relationships. And as the season goes on, finding guys that actually become productive assets, like Zach Gallen was last year, for example, right? So, or Mike Minor or Lance Lynn, these guys that you could have gotten for free. And maybe you had them for one stream or so. Maybe like, you know what, maybe let's try that second. But then they stick around. That is clearly the thing that I focus on the most, because that's just where my, what I'm researching and what I'm noticing the most. Some people, honestly, they feel more comfortable in hunting for the right hitters. And if that's your strategy, by all means, go heavy on starters. Target the thing that you are weakest at. And for me personally, I don't want to have to deal with my lineup. I don't want the headache, because I truly do believe it's easier to, at least this is where I'm coming from, I do truly believe that it's easier to figure out if a pitcher is good quicker than we can a hitter, and if he's going to be sticky and be productive through the year. It's just a lot easier. There's more information, I think. Like in one night, he essentially provides you with 5 days worth, right, of relative production of a hitter, right? So one evening condenses 5 games for that hitter. So 2 starts or whatever. That's like, that's 2 weeks or whatever. It just makes it easier to do. Did I win the shirt yet? Sorry, Josh. It was Jenny Butler today. Jenny Butler. So, not yet. Oh, there you go. I'm missing a lot. All right, so Rhys Hoskins just won the 10th, so did Jorge Polanco, Michael Conforto. We've got Ben Pernick, who once again is going to push it to the end here. There goes Brandon Woodruff. Understandable. And I'm looking at Ben Perk's team here. So we went with Cole and Sale. I kind of love that. If you go for Cole, you're like, screw it, I'm going to take some upside in Sale. And if you nail that. Oh, no. Come on, Matt. Come on. Come on. I wanted so badly to be able to say that Zach Gallen is my ace. Oh. Well, he's not my ace. You know what I mean. So upset. All right. Fine. It's just, I mean, this is the bet we're making, right? I'm telling Fast that Gallen's going to have a better season than Bumgarner. Now, I will say this about Bumgarner. I've come around on him a bit because I started to realize that really the only thing that was not good about Bumgarner last year was just that he had more home runs than normal. And I think that's going to change. I think that's going to get better for him. He should have 200 plus inning volume. Honestly, I could see like a 3-4. I could literally see the same value from him as I'm looking around, and I could see Patrick Corbin's going to have a higher strikeout rate. I could see it like, no, Zach Greinke. Yeah, I could see him having a better season than Zach Greinke. I mean, it's a strikeout rate is the question, but like, I'm at this point being like, look, I just need something like a good floor at this point. I'll go with Bumgarner. Man, I wanted Gallen though so badly there. That's really frustrating. I thought I was gonna be able to pull it off. Ugh, Matt. I mean, I would have loved to have seen Carrasco there. Sonny Gray and Brios actually I'm lower on. Soroka lower on. Bauer I might have taken a chance on because of the higher ceiling involved. Wheeler would have loved to have seen, but 9th round, yeah. I mean, it's so interesting. Like, if I started this 1 round earlier, that might be the sweet spot. I mean, I'm looking also, too, if I went from the 7th, and that's when I started going after guys. If I got my 7 picks and I go 8, I could get Zach Wheeler and then come back around and get Carlos Carrasco, and then I could have maybe gotten, Zach Gallen would have been gone or something like that, and finally I get like Madison Bumgarner or something like that. That's such a good staff, and that's instead of turning away Castellanos and Mancini. So then at this point, see that I feel like there's also a big drop off between them and say Puig and Mercado. That's kind of why I wanted to experiment with this, to see that. I do have the whole Shohei Ohtani thing though, so that's fine. Over under 7 rounds of Nick talking about how bummed he is about Gallen in a mock. It's the principle. All right. This is a big question actually coming up here. And I think because I have Bumgarner, I'm actually going to go Montas instead of Lynn. Theoretically, either one could be taken the next two. Actually, I do imagine Graham to take Montas here. Just because he only has 2 starters at this point. Yeah, Nick gets distracted. You know me so well. I am such an easily distracted guy. Well, there goes Lynn, which is unfortunate because I can imagine Montas going in this next pick, which stinks. If that's the case, which I expect it to be, I have to consider David Price. Okay, there goes Ahmed Rosario. I don't want it to be David Price. Like, do I go after Fried at this point? The question is like, how much do I really need to chase for strikeouts at this point, right? Because Madison he's like going to be like a 23-24% guy. Volume is there, fine. But I want someone that can maybe hint at 30. I mean, yeah, you guys will know the guys I'm going to go. You realize I'm going to go like 6 starters in a row now. Like, I don't care about closers. I'll figure out, get 2 guys later, whatever. But I'm not getting a hitter. I have no reason to go for a hitter now because I have such a high floor with hitting. I don't need to take like the fun hitting guys. I'm literally just like throw everything at the wall to get the best staff I can possibly get. Right? So I'm just gonna every like no round. it's just gonna be a ton of the fun things now, and I'm curious. And like having Bumgarner allows me to do that a little bit. It's nice to have Shohei Ohtani to help. I should mention that I will need another util because it is Shohei. Shohei's not doing utility 7 days in a row, right? He's probably going to go like 4 times and then 1 day off either side of the start. So you have 4 times hitting, then 1 day pitching when he's back doing that. You could make the argument that in April, when he's not pitching, he could go 5, and then that's not as much of a necessity to get a solid one. Yeah, that's such a weird. I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't know. It's crazy to me that you guys know me through a voice in the car or something like that. That's just blows my mind. I don't know. Yeah, you always have a thought of, you don't realize when people know you exist when you're not with them, right? Like it's the whole philosophy thing. Do the planets exist if we don't observe them? All that stuff. But I don't know. Oh, yeah, Eduardo Escobar, by the way, philosophy aside, 11th round, solid value there. Eduardo is only eligible at 3rd base. Is that right? I actually want to double check that. Because he might have second. He actually has second base eligibility as well. That should be on our radar. It hasn't been on mine as much. Yeah, second base, 3rd base. Good job, Big Red. Thanks, J-Hook. Oh yeah, I can have a long talk about philosophy if you guys want. It's totally up to you. I'm here for you. And Escobar should be involved in the conversation. Of like, I couldn't have. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Instead of Trey Mancini, I could have gone Carlos Carrasco or Zach Gallen, and then swapped Trey Mancini with Eduardo Escobar instead of Frankie Montas, right? So would I rather have Mancini and Montas or Escobar and Carrasco? That's pretty even. If anything, I might even slide to Escobar. The reason I'm doing that is because DJ was my first baseman. Trey Mancini is now my first baseman. DJ would go to first, Eduardo into second, right? But anyway, it's something to consider. That I think Eduardo should be on the radar. Like, for example, I'd rather have Eduardo than Kevin Biggio. So once Moustakas goes, which is generally the last like strong second baseman with Merrifield, LeMahieu, Muncy, Moustakas, that little tier. Oh, nice. Sorry, I just got an email that I'm getting like the Rodecaster Pro accessory pack or whatever. I don't know. I've been waiting for that thing. Anyway, we've got closers going here. This is the 8th closer off the board. It's Kenley Jansen. Kind of surprised it's that late. I know we're all kind of scared about Jansen. I want Twitch karaoke now. What? I'm not gonna sing. I mean, Whole New World, Wanted, Dead or Alive, Toxic. Those are my three karaoke songs. Total Eclipse of the Heart. Ice Ice Baby, Josh, I want to hear that. I want to hear you do Ice Ice Baby. Maybe the Pitchless meetup. We'll do karaoke. We'll come back to my apartment after the bar, and we'll do karaoke if my because it's just YouTube, right? If my roommate will allow it. Oh man, that's entire Sinatra. Writing people about Dre is my #1 pastime. Of course it is, Scott. Oh, I'd love that, Josh. I won't forget that. We'll try and get you involved. And one day, you'll come down. I know how hard it can be being in Canada. So anyway, by the way, so I'm 6 picks away. I'm just going after starters. So it's pretty easy drafting right now because I'm a one-track mind. It would be Price at this point. I could consider Kyle Hendricks because I know I'm going to go off the deep end trying lots of stuff. Ryu, I do not like in the slightest. I believe in a thing called love. You got to get up there, Austin. That's a wonderful song. Nick, who's your favorite non-Pollack team in the draft right now? That's a great question. Okay, let's take a look. Chu's got a solid team. I wouldn't have gone Tatis Jr. And I don't really love the floors of Rizzo and Machado. Darren Ambrose. Just Giolito. I thought I was going off on a limb. But he's stocking up on closers. Wow, as a way to zag there. Kevin Fitzpatrick. I don't think there's enough of an offense there. Rick Graham. Oh, yeah, I'm liking Rick Graham. Well, I think Jeff McNeil was slightly too high. And you didn't have to take Ahmed Rosario to take Marcus Semien. But Rick Graham looks pretty solid. It's just saying he needs a third starter now. I would have definitely taken Montes instead of Ahmed Rosario. And that would actually really seal us. And Lewis Robert, I probably would have taken someone like Kepler or something like that, considering you had Jeff McNeil, Meadows, and Betts already as your average guys. So I would have gone for more of the production stuff out of Kepler, or even Tran Mancini there. You didn't really need to go for that kind of thing. Carlos Santana would have been a good fit. I'm trying to see who else is available hitting wise. Really, like the major plays are gone. But anyway, I do like that team, Rick. Adam Howe. Surprised he didn't go Scherzer, but I imagine it's because of the back injury. I mean, Bellinger Torres VR is great. Brady is great. Bryant I love Adam Howe's team a lot there. Bauer Soroka, yeah, I still like it though. Good chance on Lux too. Wallach. Wallach's got a great team. Oh man, I love Wallach's team. Yeah, I mean, I don't love going from Morton, and I probably would have gone with Sale or Snell maybe. Nah, that's okay with Strasburg. It's fine. Like I put Snell at 11. I'm like going back and forth myself with it. It's just so close. I'm about to go. Okay. At this point, do I go Price or do I have some fun? Yeah, Price is the right call. Anyway, but yeah, I really like Mike Wallach's team. Kyle Schwarber's a really good pick there too. Great stuff. Pernick. Yeah, Pernick's got a great team too. Really, really nice. Solid offense. I mean, he needs one more big bat. Puig isn't the answer. Like, so Soler, Moustakas, Real Muto, Baez, Alvarez, Ramirez. If you go from here. Right, so he has 3 holes still to fill. When really, I want to say the Puig one I don't really love. So it's just not enough to put him over the edge necessarily. It's like it's going to be a battle all year, I think, especially if one of these doesn't work out. At the same time, having Cole, Sale, Carrasco, Woodruff is a very good staff, so I understand this. It's the 2 pitcher strategy that I'm wondering if I should do or not. And the thing is too, I think Ben did it the right way. You do 1, and then you get a 1 in the 3rd, right? Because the gap between Jose Ramirez and the next is bigger, I think, than Sale and Scherzer / Buehler. Like if you got 1 here, then it's Albies, Bogarts, Springer. That's just a much, much different play, just massively. So I like that. I think the next one or 2 after or something, I'm going to try it. I'm just going to do it and I need to experience it, right? Let's see here. Oh, I get up there. Okay, good to see Austin. All right, so let's look at Ben Brown, Arenado, and Rendon back to back. Now, not that I'm against that, I would probably go JD just for roster construction because you're already wasting utility while JD can be slotted into the outfield. So I think he can. I hope he can. I'm drafting JD like I can. Yeah. 15-13. No. Yeah. He totally can. Yeah, 37 games. Yeah. So I would go to Arenado, then JD. And essentially that is Rendon, just not doubled up in your util. I wouldn't go Albies. I'd probably go Kettle Marte. Mondesi, I'm actually fine with in the 4th round, considering that you also went so 4 category heavy. Mondesi actually gives you a bit of a cushion. That's cool. I don't know if I would have gone the 3 starters right back to back like that. But I like those 3. I think that's actually a great core you have. You didn't have to go Correa. Jorge Soler would have been a really good matchup with you, I think. Instead, who went straight after? Benintendi, I don't really love. Probably got Max Kepler, but I understand what you're kind of going for. Borg, Turner, Freeman, Snell, Marte. I mean, I like this team a lot. This is a really good team. And then you got Tyler Glasnow, the 8th. Sonny Gray, not my favorite, but that's fine. Max Free. Yeah, that's a great team. There's a little bit of risk in your pitchers, though. Like a lot of it. So obviously there's some risk in Snell, but then Glasnow as well. Gray, I think, has a regression coming. Max Free is a gamble, too. So mixing in someone like your Bumgarner, your Greinke, your Lynn, your Price. I mean, Price not as much. I think was needed there to kind of like Nola was safe. Severino's safe. Like, you need something there. But otherwise, I mean, I think you've done a really good job, Mike. James, let's see. Soto, Verlander. Too early on Olsen and Bichette, especially considering that Bichette, I mean, we're hyped and everything, but you have Bogarts, and it's just, you're overloading there. Now, I don't think that Bichette has dual. This is really helpful. This is just like, I tell everyone I do these just for my own research. Yeah, Bichette's only a shortstop, and I believe so is Xander. So you're already going into, you're already going into util here. And not that that's necessarily a wrong thing. I went after Nelson Cruz in the 5th. But why wouldn't you go for Nelson Cruz? I mean, I did in the 5th, fine. But you understand what I'm saying. There's a big gap there. And the reason we like Bichette is because at shortstop. Less so just being like an all-around guy. You want McCann in the 6th, that's fine. I'm cool with that. Syndergaard in the 7th and not so fine. But you go get your guy. Ozuna, Kepler, Conforto, that's a solid outfield. Eduardo and Ryu I absolutely detest, so sorry. Not a big fan of that. And DeGrom, Bregman, Springer. I mean, so many pitchers. So I would say my favorite ones right now. Mike Borg's got a great team. Wog's got a nice team. Pernick, I like what he's doing. I like what Rick Graham's doing. Ta-da. We finally got there. I'll have to do it again later. Okay. Uh, what do you think I'm going to go, guys? Oh, does Carlos Martinez go? Oh, man. He didn't go, did he? No, okay. So this is, I think you guys can guess. I'm going to give you the opportunity here. Who do you think I'm going to go now? Don't cheat and look at my rankings or anything like that. But think about it this way. My starters right now, I have a floor guy in Bumgarner. I have like a solid floor with some strikeout upset, but not like overwhelming in Montes. And I have another floor guy in Price. So who do you think is the best choice here? I could go Jesus Luzardo. Technically by my rankings, I would do that at 140 innings, right? But I'm kind of thinking like I need that big volume strikeout kind of guy. So if you said Matt Boyd, you'd be correct. It just makes more sense with his roster construction, right? Because I'm already going a little bit on the ratio side, less so the extreme strikeout side. Jesus, yes, but well, he's also drafted already. But even if he was available, it's not the same, right? It's over fewer innings. It's more of a headache. I understand. I've been saying like I want dart throws, but I want dart throws that can last. Boyd's the perfect one here for that dart throw. Tebow, he gone. Sorry, guys. Oh yeah, definitely. You could point to that Carmart in leagues that require relief pitchers is very, very nice. Yeah, there's no reason why he shouldn't start. No reason at all. Man, we've got some people here. This is cool. No, and Fast is doing a Roto World mock with Drew Silva and company. Acuna, Rendon, Judge. Nice. I like that. Good stuff, Fast. I'm seeing inside the Discord that Brock Holt went to the Brewers. I drink a lot of water. I don't drink soda. I haven't really had like a casual soda for 10 years. I do have like a whiskey ginger every so often. But no, I just drink water all the time. And it's like something I realized, oh man, I just feel so much better. Hydro homies, definitely. But I've got this. If everyone's seen me, I've had my Michigan Stein. I've also got the Pitcher List water bottle that hopefully we'll be able to sell. With an E? What it is with an E? I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm all about tons of water. That's a great question. I want to say no. Whichever the Irish one is. I want that one, not the Scottish. I feel like it is with an E. Mike Meyer just won the 13th round. Yeah, James is going with like the anti-Nick Pollack guys, right? Noah Syndergaard, Eduardo Rodriguez, Hyunjin Ryu, Mike Minor. Jameson's fine. I don't dislike it. I generally have it's normally like Maker's Mark or Bullet or something like that. Some Knob Creek, all that good stuff. So anyway, so at this point, all right, so I have Minor. Sorry, I'm Matt Boyd. Shiano, yeah, man, you're just taking all the guys I don't like. So I'm actually just gonna sort this exclusively by this. If it were my pick now and I can take another guy, I'd be leaning, I think, on Mania before Heaney. But it's really close there. I see myself also going Caleb Smith, Luke Weaver, get in there, Urias. See, I want to make a point of this. I could go for more. I could go for some of the innings reduced guys. I think that considering I don't have your Bueller or your Darvish even, I need fewer headaches, right? Fewer guys that I'm wondering, should I be stashing this or should I, like that roster spot is very valuable. So, I could make the strategy of like, no, you're just going to house 10 guys, Nick, and then you have somewhere 140, you have 2 of those combined, like, great, that's 280 innings of that kind of production or whatever, right? But I want to think that I want to overload in the right way, and then eventually I feel better about it. Yeah, maybe I actually really should be getting the 140 guys. I gotta be thinking about this. There's a reason why I say these things out loud, is to make sure I know what I want. Let's think about that. So considering that I'm not really gonna house any hitters, I'm just catcher whatever late, and that's fine. Jose Urquidy in the 14th. All right. I think there are a lot more sure bets to go for first, but I don't hate that one. Column A, what kind of relievers are we looking at, by the way? I'm just completely ignoring them as I often do. Oh no, we got some fun ones to go for later. Yeah, it's more valuable for you to keep hunting. That sounds like an Irishman. I'm not going to repeat that, Harry Lime, but yeah, that sounds like an Irishman. There goes Sean Manaea from Ben Brown. Makes my pick a little bit easier. Yeah, I'm going to be chasing Andrew Heaney most likely, only unless there's someone I'm completely forgetting. Obviously going to be adding him to my queue, and this would be a team where I would consider James Paxton more than others because I don't have that ace performance, and I'll be able to get that for half of the season. He's already in my queue. Fultonevich would be an interesting one later on. Dental Silliman I don't hate. He actually would be a decent match with my Boyd discussion I was just having before. This actually might be a Dinelson Lamet pick. As crazy as that sounds with me. Oh yeah, it's really funny. You guys maybe don't know if you haven't done one of these yet. They don't show up Keller like at all. Hey Nick, what do you make of the Padres bullpen after the Pagan trade? I think that's Yates completely. We love Pagan. There's zero reason for the Padres not to have Yates as the closer. So he's still gonna. I still see Pagan as the setup man, and then Yates as the closer there. It was just a case where the Padres like, oh yeah, we can spend little to get an elite reliever. Sure, we'll do that. Someone over at Rasball, I can't remember which, said on a pod that they would consider Julio Urias as a top 12 starter if you knew the innings would be there. I like Urias and Noah Malala. That's that struck me as really high. Nick? Yeah, no. Top 20, considerable. I honestly would probably say 25. The biggest worry about Urias is that I don't know if his slider and curveball are elite. They passed the eye test, but the numbers haven't really backed it up so much. Fastball and changeup can be excellent. And I really do like, don't get me wrong, I really do like Urias. I remember actually being wowed by him in his first season. I remember it was against the Mets, I think it was his debut, and he had a curveball that just like snuck around. I was like, how is this happening? This is going to be Andrew Heaney. But how fun is this? Like, I just get to get my guys and I don't feel guilty about it. Yeah, but that was out of relief. And it's about their stuff, right? Like it comes down to what is he throwing, what's his repertoire, and how good is he throwing it. And there's a reason why this is what Eno preaches, right? This is what Eno says. And I can't help but completely agree with it. It's just about what is in his tool belt. If you just keep trusting the tool belt, then, whatever stuff plays on the field, who cares really? And the weakest contact stuff, fine, but I don't know if that really plays out for a full season as a starter. Top 12 is so ambitious. I mean, think about this. DeGrom, Cole, Verlander, Scherzer, Bueller, Bieber, Castillo, Strasburg, Sale, Snell, Flaherty. I'm already at 11. So that's 12. So that means that you're pushing away Corbin and Giolito and Morton and Nola and Kershaw and Severino and Darvish and Kluber and Grant. Like, no. I can't see that. Colomé traded by the deadline. I think the White Sox are going to compete in that Central. So, nope. He's still around. They need him. I agree. Not sure the weak contact stuff is sticky. I don't look. Syndergaard had some super weak contact. I'm not a huge weak contact guy. Top 20, top 25. Yeah, behind 180 innings. I mean, again, if the innings are there, is a weird thing too, because a lot of these draft stocks are because of the volume you know you're gonna get. Jack Flaherty, Bieber, Corbin, these guys are elevated because we think they're going to get 200 innings. Other guys later on, we don't really know what their inning totals are. They're a little bit lower, so we bring down their stock. It's, saying, oh, if he gets the innings. Well, if he gets the innings, it's like, then we have to say that everyone gets the innings, It's a fun discussion, though. I wonder how you guys feel. I mean, like, I just keep saying, like, oh, yeah, I have the best team, blah, 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 and whatever. How do you guys actually feel about this team I'm drafting right now? Do you feel too scared to have these 5 starters as your backbone? Do you feel that these 9 hitters that I have are a great floor to have? I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are. I remember actually last year in the Pitcherless Staff League, I was forced into something like this, where all the starters went too high. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna get the best hitters, and it burned me a good amount because I took the wrong hitters. I think last year I took Machado, I took Votto. I did take Yelich. That saved me. I made some bad Benintendi. Oh boy, it was a rough. I'm very much more confident in the guys in this mock draft. There goes Urias and Luke Weaver. A little disappointed to see Luke Weaver. Now I think I have Caleb Smith ranked next. I'm so tempted to do that. Who is, I would have taken a race maybe. I don't have like any closer, and I'm actually kind of losing on that front. Workman gone? Yeah. All right. I think I'll take Hansel Robles. I know that's going against what I was saying before, but there's still such a large list, and I need to get something. I need to get my hand in the closer pot. I don't want to be completely, screwed on that. There we go. That's a little bit better. Completely closed out of closers. Lovely. Okay. I think Kevin Fitzpatrick and Matt Wallach are the teams you like the most. I enjoy how I'm saying this as if my opinion means something. Nah, it's cool. Oh, you like mine third. That's good. It's just about discussion. This is something I say to everybody. This is not about, you don't come to Pitcherless for the takes. You come here for the good discussion. And the way I see, if you can defend a point, that's all that matters, right? We're not about like you're right, you're wrong. It's about just like, hey, we love this thing and we want to talk about it. Willie Calhoun in the 15th round, I like that. I don't talk about hitters past the 10th round or so, but I like that. JD Davis in the 14th is solid too. Fran Milrey is 13th, not bad. It's so funny. Like, I'm just thinking about Caleb Smith. I always think about Caleb Smith. But, but no, I mean, hopefully you guys can still hear me if I go like this. I don't know how it is. With Caleb Smith, it's such a funny hill that I'm dying on. Because it's a no-win situation. The hill I'm dying on is, hey, you already have 4 starters, maybe most likely 5. Past that, it's supposed to be this churn. I will 100% go for the guy that was pitching like an ace until he got hurt last year and then had lowered velocity and was still affecting him clearly and all that kind of stuff. And it's turned into, if he's not an ace, you're screwed. And it's like, oh man. But like, okay, so how much am I buying into that? Like, that's a very popular argument, right? Guy's doing great, gets hurt, it's worse. Oh, he's not hurt anymore. Well, how often does that really play out over a full year after that? I don't really know. I think Fast was saying like his CSW rate of fastballs in the zone was one of the highest in that time and all that kind of stuff. And I will say that we'll know early if Caleb Smith is working out. Is it a better chance of that than, say, Keller and Canning? Well, there goes Keller, because you're obnoxious. The fun guys. I like it, Mike. I found myself, I remember actually making that top 40, or that top 60 article. Of course, it was just like last week, and I had Smith jumping around, Canning, Keller, Smith, all moving around. And eventually just settled on Smith, but like, look, I think his whip is going to be better, so fine. So I was actually kind of thinking of picking Paxton with this team because I'm like, hey, I get an ace in the second half of the year. So team construction again. I am like the upside heavy one now. But how, right, I was just talking about it before, how valuable is that roster spot? And is he going to be back in May? Like, they're saying that he's going to play ball then, but then he needs to, well, that was the Clevenger thing, right? But nevertheless, just like Clevenger, he needs like 4 weeks to ramp up. So I'm not totally sold that he'll be it's not like a month he's missing. It's probably going to be like 2 or 3. So that's a huge disadvantage. At the same time, like, Mike Fulton-Nevich, is that going to be, yeah, Mike Fulton-Nevich is going to help out teams. Griffin Canning is, it's a whole upside versus floor thing. Depends on what you want to do. I think with this one, at this point, with Bumgarner, Montes, Price, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good enough that if I throw enough at like Boyd, Heaney, Smith, Canning, stuff like that, then I don't need Fulton-Nevich. Those 2 teams seem to be like their offensive floor is close to yours. What? My offensive floor is way better. Way better than Fitzpatrick and Pollack. This is the best. If I don't have the best offense, I've done something wrong. Because I literally did not skip a beat. You know? After at least, yeah, after pick 200, right? Right, true. If I don't have the best offense. Oh, I should keep in mind, I do have Shohei Ohtani here for 20 starts, right? In my head, it's roughly 20 starts. So there's something to be said about that. By the way, we started this about 8 o'clock. It's going a little slow. Oh, there goes Caleb, because Mike is annoying me tonight. That's what he's here to do. Right, so I guess I actually have 6 starters already. I do need another util. You had to. You didn't. You didn't have to. It's fine. But I mean, I think I've made the point of that you don't have to draft a starter in the first 9 rounds. I mean, yeah, it'd be really nice if I had Severino or something, instead of whoever, right? But I mean, I guess honestly, reasonably, it would be like Kluber but that would be instead of LeMahieu. And I don't want to do that. So I mean, it's. I guess if I could trade one. I don't think I really would. Anyway, I think I made the case that me saying you don't draft a pitcher for until the 10th round survives at this point. Man, I really wish I had Gallen instead of Bumgarner, though. Freddie Peralta and his new pitch. I mean, Freddie Peralta doesn't have good command with anything. Am I all of a sudden going to believe that he has good command on whatever he's throwing? Is it a slider? He's Professor Chaos. Is he throwing anything for strikes yet? I still cannot get over the strike zone plot of his 12 strikeout game against the Marlins. 6 rounds of Nick. Oh no! Damn it! Guilty as charged. I forgot. You got me. All right, Griffin Cannon, come on over. I mean, this is great. I'm enjoying this. Okay, so I probably would get. I was really tempted to get a closer there. Who would it be? Yeah, I can get one of these guys, and everything is fine. Yeah, why not Calla? He's announced as the closer. Anything we had wondering about Crick. Fulmer, I would say no, because as of right now, they do not expect him back in time for the season. I thought he would, but essentially this is like the 12-month spot, and generally it's like 18 or 16, 18. Let me see your team. Oh yeah, it's okay. It's right here. That's not mine. That's Pernick's. Just kidding. Yeah, you can see it like this. Okay. What are you doing? Why are you? Okay. There's my team, Ajetto. So I have the best offense. And if you say I don't, then I messed up. And then I'm just going out a lot of upside guys. I have Otani as both because that's what's up. Thank you. Thank you, Ajetto. But yeah, my experiment today of, hey, can I survive till the 10th round without a pitcher? Yes. Because I mean, okay, look, now it's like the back half of the draft. So what you normally do, and what I keep saying is that where is the value in drafts is generally in pitchers later on. So, I mean, there's a part of me that thinks like, okay, fine, yeah, I need to get another utility bat for Shohei. Yes, I need to get a catcher. That's 2 rounds. That's 17, 18th. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's 5 more spots. I'm going to get at least 1 more closer. So that's 4. Of those 4, maybe 1 bat, and I want to do 3 more pitchers. Because, like, that's the point, right? Is I'm trying to chase as many things and give myself as many opportunities as possible to get a pitcher that could be a top 20, top 25 guy. Everyone says, okay, who's the next Bieber? Who's the next Snell, right? Who's the next Corey Kluber? I've been saying that for so long. Who is the next guy that's going to surprise us? Who's the next Patrick Corbin, right? And it's not about, I think a lot of people put so much pressure on being the one that drafts that guy. It's more about being the one that gives themselves the opportunity to own that guy. Give yourself as many lottery tickets as possible to land it. Chad Cool. Yeah, I remember that. I don't have any on Yamaguchi yet. I'm not the guy to ask about that. From what I understand, I really have not done my hitter projections yet. But with Yamaguchi, I think there is a lot of secret value as he could be hitting leadoff, and that's kind of ridiculous. AJ Puck is a fun one. I actually just wrote him up. I'm kind of out because of the headache that's going to be. Like I right now the A's are going to probably go with Luzardo instead of Puck. Oh my lord, I forgot about Joe Musgrove. How? Oh man. How did I just forgot. I just forgot. Rick Graham is killing me this draft. How? It's a mock draft, Nick. It's a mock draft. I don't care. Well, this has been fun. Man. Okay, so complete disclosure. I got my new Japanese imports confused. You're talking about Yamaguchi on the Jays. Everything I've heard is that he's going to be more of a reliever type. I am not excited about him. Right, I'm thinking of Tsungo? Tsungo? If I remember right. Right, Yamaguchi on the Jays. Marcus Stroman, no. Out of these, let's go Kella. Tsutsugo. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Right. That's what I thought Yamaguchi was. I'm so sorry. I'm not a fan of him on the Jays. It's weird because they got Ryu, then Shoemaker, Trent Thornton, and Tanner Roark. So really, there's only like a fifth spot to earn there. Could be Baroki. It could be Yamaguchi. I've heard things about him being a closer or being a reliever. Yeah, it's not something to chase. I feel like anyone coming into the league, you just don't want to go to Toronto. It's not a good place to go. I would feel more interested in Shoemaker than I would be in Yamaguchi. I mean, let me put it this way. It's rare for a let's think about all the imports that have happened, right? It's rare to have someone that is spent little on have a big impact. Mikolas was a surprise to all of us, and even his stuff is still better than what I'm hearing from Yamaguchi. Man, Joe Musgrove, I think the Couch Managers thing throws me off. He just was on the list, and I gotta just use another list. I don't know where on pitcher list there's a list. How did I? Oh, man. I was trying to do all by memory. I hate myself right now. I should have drafted him instead of Canning. That's still good. I'm still happy I have Canning, but I feel like I could have gone Musgrove, and then, Burker would probably have gone Canning. Nevertheless, I'm still upset. Oh, that's interesting. No, I feel like I like this as a test for me of trying to memorize. I do it every year eventually. But I memorize exactly where I have guys ranked. I just want to know it. And it's nice during the year too. I know like, oh yeah, I have that guy at this and that. It's just a super helpful thing for my own reference point and for doing podcasts or doing whatever. It's just great to know off the top of my head. Because then I have like, do you like this guy? I'm like, oh yeah, I know. I've already done the research for this. This is how I feel. But that's a good point, Chu. And James Paxton going the 17th round. I like that pick. Now I'm looking at your team to see if you have other injury risks, and you do. So that might be very tough. Like in a real league, you got 3 months until Paxton, so you got to wait in that IL spot. You got to eat that roster spot. And that might be tough. Next round for me. I'm still so upset. I feel like I need to not look at theirs because it's just making me think that I'm at the bottom of the barrel, even though there are a lot of guys I would go for. Yeah, where do I rank Dustin May? I still don't know. Like, it's funny. Okay, so I'm writing this top 80, right? It's another 5,500 words or whatever. And how I normally do these. How I do these is I essentially just I throw in like 40 and then I just start writing everyone. And you just kind of have a loose order of like, okay, here's my interpretation now what the ranking will be, and then let's actually look at these guys, and then after that, okay, this is what we'll do. And I know I already gave them all projections. There are times that like, right, okay, that does fit in line again. It's kind of like a double check for me. And sometimes I'm like, you know what? I really don't agree with that projection. So I've seen sometimes I've tweaked a couple from the SP profiles, which I've done with, I believe we've since updated as we should have. It definitely will be for the ebook. So I got to Aaron Savale, and I hate him. It's like I saw some people comparing him to Corey Kluber as like the next Kluber, and it just makes no sense. He's no pitches above a 13% swing strike rate. He had sub 9% last year overall. Yes, I know it's about 60 innings, but nevertheless, that's a pretty quick thing, and to normalize. So I don't see where he turns into it. His cutter was really good last year, 50% zone rate, like 41% O swing, but like a 12% swing strike rate, and it's just, if for reference point, any of these secondary pitches you want to see at the very least a 15. I want to see some pitch that's like a 19 or something. Like Musgrove has 3 pitches that are like 19% swing strike rate, 3 changeup, curveball, slider, and that's why we're like, oh, okay, buddy. Savali like 12% on his slider, 12% on his cutter. He has a sinker that's his main pitch, sub 15% O swing on that sinker, and that was like his best performing pitch, like a 250 BABIP. That shouldn't add up to you, right? Like, think about this. When you talk about pitchers and their BABIPs, generally fastballs have higher BABIPs than secondary stuff. It's just generally easier to barrel them, right? It's just generally easier to hit a straighter pitch that you know the timing of than adjusting a moving one. It's just how it is. It's why secondary pitches are just generally better performing than fastballs for the most part. And to hear that his BABIP on a fastball was 250 on an O swing that's under 15%. Why the O swing under 15% is kind of crazy is you want to see over 30%. You want on sinkers, pitches that are, sinkers, 2-seamers, but generally, they're synonymous these days. If they're riding in, they're moving in on right-handers. You want to be pitching this not in the zone. You want it to be right off the edge of the plate. So let's say this is the plate, just looking at 2D. You want to start here and then come in. And that's where you want them to swing. You want them to swing at this and then weaker contact, right? But if it's coming in like this all the time, you can just wrap the bat around. And then if you're a lefty and it's going like this, that actually moves away from the handle to the end of the bat. It's actually better at the end of the bat than it is at the handle. So 2-seamers going the opposite way to opposite arm is bad. It's like a very ineffective thing. So you really, really then have to start on the outside corner and go away. And to see a sub 15% O swing, and like the good ones, the good sinkers out there, Flaherty's was like a 35% O swing. That's why it performed so well. So I am so scared of Savali. I mean, yes, we saw like a 60-inning sample and stuff, and it's also crazy that people are in on him. It's like one of the weird situations where I need to say, like, guys, the Sierra was like 2.5 points higher for a reason. Like, his ERA doubled was his Sierra. Like, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear this stuff outside, by the way. There's like some event going on. I don't know what it is. Kids. But anyway, there's the Savali rant. I hope you enjoyed that. So right now, 18th round, I don't feel comfortable. Like, this is where I would normally, I think, get like your Musgrove type. I don't see a clear win right now. But like, oh yes, I'm so happy. So I'm actually going to look quickly. Well, I've got 30 seconds. Okay. Is there a legitimate? No. Yes. Beautiful. Gio Shell in the 18th round. Fantastic. And now I have a backup for Otani. Christian Walker's pretty good too, but Gio Shell in the Sorry. Anyway, so there's the whole Aaron Savali thing. I prefer Plesac, but I don't really like Plesac either. Plesac actually had a worse strikeout rate, which is weird. But at least I feel that he can. He has more potential overall. Anyway, so let's see here. Nick, if you want to, right? Kopech is interesting. Jetto, I just finished writing him as well. I think the White Sox are gonna be actually careful with him. They have 5 right now. Gio Gonzalez being the 5th spot with also Dylan Cease, and I think they are going to take their time with Kopech and work with him in the minors a bit to start the year at the very least. And he also will be capped to some degree. So I wouldn't expect more than 140. I would probably say 120 because they'll have like a month in the minors first. So that doesn't make me excited. I hate going for that out of drafts. I want guys that can make me excited or not in April, and I can keep shifting them. And I hate going for those stash guys. So that's why I've come down on a Kopech. I initially thought that he would start, and then they signed Gio Gonzalez. I'm like, this is stupid. So I'm a little down there. There are a few things I want more than Josh James. Not Flames, but Josh Flames. Actually, you probably meant to say that, Eric the Orange. So awesome. I love it. I love it to get another opportunity to start for Houston. Yep. And actually, we were talking about that a lot today. And I've actually adjusted my rankings because he might be in my top 80 now. So I'm definitely considering that. Shoemaker sounds like a good comp for Yamaguchi since it's all about the splitter. Good point. I feel like Shoemaker is like a 40% splitter guy though. Like ridiculous. Like it's legit all about it. What pitchers are you most excited to watch in spring training? AJ Puck, Jesus Luzardo. I want to see some Kopech. I want to see some Gallen. I want to see some Boyd and Heaney. All the Spice Girls I enjoy. And yes, I want to see Cole the Yankee, of course, duh. I want to see also Soroka's getting some whiffs. That'll be fun. Dustin May's curveball leaves his hand, and then he has no idea where it's heading next. Dustin May is a good pitcher. Like I feel like he's a good floor guy. He's like a slightly better Toby if he gets 200 innings. He could easily be a guy that gets a lot of innings because he has really good movement on that sinker, and I think he actually commands it pretty well. And it's a nice cutter too. It's like what Jacob Waguespack always wanted to be. But he doesn't have like a very significant whiff pitch, and it's why fantasy-wise I'm not that in on Dustin May. Not to mention Dodgeritis is still a thing. Adrian Hauser, very interesting pick there, Ambrose. I was kind of considering that. I wonder how good his slider is going to be. His fastball is worse than Woodruff's, and I don't know if that's going to be that great. Also, I think it's Omar Narvaez going over to Milwaukee. Am I confusing him with another pitcher or a catcher? I don't think so. It is Narvaez who's now catching for the Brewers, right? Yeah. Okay. Good. Whew. He's a terrible framer. It's just gonna make it a little bit harder for him to succeed. Anyway, I think the numbers are misleading. I see. Okay. I don't super love Kopech. I just know you like him more than I do this year. I haven't ranked Kopech yet, so we'll see. Karma's real. Kopech will be nasty this year just to punish you. All right, it's the Milwaukee. Cool. Matt Hall? That is the Jays? I mean, because it's just, we don't know. I'd be tempted to take, by the way, Garrett Richards at this point. It's going to be Garrett Richards or Josh James, I think. Unless there's a closer that's just like, oh yeah, you're a closer. Michael Givens and Wade Davis actually are really tempting right now. And I don't feel so worried that like, oh, I don't get that one. There isn't another option for fun upside guys. Yeah, sure, take Jordan Montgomery in there and Dylan Bundy. Peacock is hurt. Let's see. Gaussman, right? I don't really want to do that though. there just isn't enough of a ceiling, I think, for us to chase. Tyler Beatty, get in here. Dylan Cease, sure. Like, I'm so out and in on Dylan Cease. I poured some cold water on the whole Dylan Cease thing because his command is really, really bad. It's really bad. At the same time, like, when you're thinking at the end of your drafts, like, yeah, he could be really bad, or maybe he did tweak something, because the stuff is actually pretty decent. Curveball is a good pitch. It's just terribly thrown. Kind of like Giolito's. It's amazing, but who cares? He can't command it. So slider just kind of, I don't know, but it misses bats, but he doesn't really know where it's going. Fastball was just, it was interesting. He was consistently in the bad place, right? Like the good place, but the bad place, no. He just had to pull it down more. And maybe it's possible he does pull it down more. And Grandal is a much better catcher. So there could be something there with Cease. And actually, I think I have him ranked higher than all these guys. I got much lower on Richards than I thought. I would go Wade Davis. Nah. It's going to be Wade Davis or Cease at this point, I think. But yeah, it's funny. Everyone's like, "Oh, you thought you hated." Wait, oh, there's Josh James. Oh, that's a good pick. I like that. Can I survive with Kella and Robles? Is Cease that much different? Where are the catchers left? Oh yeah, I'm fine. Screw it. What I'm getting at is, like, yeah, I don't buy it. And I think the example I gave was first pitch Arizona. So during my presentation, I was like, this is how we scout guys. And we say that this is not believable. This is believable. This helps us, okay, this guy had a day. Like, how do I assess this guy moving forward? And I used Cease as an example because I was like, yeah, this, he had the results, but it's the way he got it was just not repeatable. And I was like, I am the anti-Dylan Cease. At 222, I'm all for it, right? Especially when I have a team that's just crafted to be like, let's just throw it at the wall here. The pitchers are already way off the board. I mean, this is as early as I've seen guys like Michael Pineda or Dakota Hudson, or Adrian Hauser, and pitchers are way up at this point. And I imagine there's still so many hitters that have value here. I mean, yeah, I'm looking at this right now. There are a ton of value hitters. You can make a case that Lorenzo Cain can bounce back. He was hurt all year last year. Nick Senzel, same kind of thing. I mean, he's a little bit hurt right now. Dieter Gregorius should be drafted at this point. You still have some decent catchers for those that don't want to wait on that. Nunez is about like fourth behind, or second, for the Orioles. You have Gene Segura, who's a solid player. Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of guys that kind of should be drafted as hitters right now. But I think y'all are realizing, like, hey, I've got my offense. I don't need it. So fine. All right, I'm going to move. I feel like I should move myself a little so you can see. There you go. It's a little better. Hunter Harvey. Oh, man. Hunter Harvey. If I ever have trouble finding Nick's team, I look for my guy Andrew Heaney on the board. I go back on him. Honestly, I love his stuff. He had multiple games with 10 strikeouts last year because he could just work. It's just, I'm not blind to the fact that he gets hurt a lot and he's not a consistent pitcher for whatever reason. And I mean, at that point, I was like, okay, I want to chase this because I need to chase. I don't have any starters, so I need to go after that kind of thing. Not to mention, if you look at the guys after, I could see Dinelson Lamet instead. Urias, 140 innings. Weaver, I could see that. Honestly, I look back at that, I might want to put Weaver above Heaney for this draft, for what my team needed. At the same time, I had Matt Boyd, and that was really it as far as strikeout stuff. Heaney should have more strikeouts than Weaver, so fine. Mitch Keller, I really wanted Mitch Keller. I'm really upset that I took Hansel Robles instead, but fine. Didn't get Joe Musgrove. I probably could have done that instead. So you can't quit me either, right? See, Lamet is. I really don't believe that Lamet can be better. I can imagine Heaney being better, but Lamet is just. I don't know. It's a worse Lance McCullers. 30 new Nick Pivetta. I feel so bad about Nick Pivetta. I feel really, really bad. I really liked him at first, and I found that I didn't actually own him in any leagues last year because he was never available at the time that I would go after it. And to me, he was at the start of a tier as opposed to the end of one. And there were still questions to be answered. I over aggressively ranked him, and I should have pulled it down, and I hate myself for it. I mean, I would have pulled him down to 40. I'm not saying, oh no, I wanted him at 70 and I screwed up. No, that's not the case. But I look back at that, I see that as a learning opportunity. Because that was something where, I didn't articulate my concerns with him. And B, I kind of just went for something as opposed to kind of rationalizing it a bit more. And C, I didn't really communicate. I didn't actually get him. That was, oh man, who else did I put up? I had Freeland at 42. Ugh. Every year. I don't know who it is this year. Obviously not. But every year, there's always 5 to 10 of these in the top 50 that I'm just how did I do that? How did I miss it so much? Everyone's like that. It's just how I'm a perfectionist. It's the only way to live. Don't settle. Stay ambitious. Oh man. Keep it coming. Keep the questions coming, guys. We've got another 20 minutes or so. Howie Kendrick's surprising value last year. Sandy Alcantara, I think that's a solid pick actually in the 20th round. Same with Gary Richards, a good chance to take there. There's my boy. Not my boy, but the one I was just talking about, Aaron Savali. This is the point that I take Wade Davis. I would rather just have a closer that I feel okay, I have a closer. I don't feel like any of these starters in my queue are so game changing. Any of them honestly could just not be drafted. So Wade Davis is going to be drafted because he's a closer, and that's currency. Of these guys here, I would like taking a chance maybe on Cueto but this is not that deep of a league. I could see Cueto his first start of the year go 6 innings, 1 run, 5 Ks, and I don't know, 7 base runners, and we all go wait, is Cueto back? And I go, I don't know, I don't really think so. But that's what I could see out of Johnny Cueto early in the year. Because he's going to get the opportunity to. The Giants have zero reason not to let Cueto just go. They're paying him so much. What is that contract? What is the Johnny Cueto contract? Because that's one that we talk about, Albatross contracts, and we just kind of do not mention that one. He signed a 6-year, $130 million contract Uh, he's in the 5th year of it now. Ridiculous. He's getting 21 million for this year, and then we'll get 21 again next year, and then it looks like it's a club option in 2022. They have to buy him out for 5 million if they don't want him. Man, 21 a year. I mean, it was 15 the first year, but then 21 after. Crazy. I know. Tyler Beatty, yeah, that'll be like my last pick. I'm thinking about that too. There, Jetto. He's on the queue. I could see myself taking a chance on Mikolas. Like, he could be better than anything on the wire. He's essentially going to be Spider-Man this year, I think. The best Toby, that is Tobey Maguire. Yeah, I'm struggling figuring out how I'm going to be ranking Ryan Yarbrough and Yanni Chirinos, and I think the answer is going to be poorly. Like, I need to do it together. I prefer Chirinos over Yarbrough than Freddie Pirate. It's the same kind of thing I'm talking about. Like, I am preaching that I don't want the 120, 140 inning guys as much as possible. I can't tell you enough that it's just such a headache. It kills you as an owner. You just don't know what to do. You're stuck in this purgatory. And there's no worse feeling during a season of being like, I can't make a decision. It's terrible. Are all the catchers gone now? It's only happened when I wasn't looking. No, this is fine. I don't really care. I think my offense is good enough that I don't care. I'm surprised. Isn't there another closer out there? There's Michael Givens. Do you really want to do that? Not really. Is Sean Anderson the closer in San Francisco now? You can make an argument for Betances at the end of the draft too, because I think Anderson's already gone, right? Like, way gone, I'm sure. It's got to be. Yeah, okay. There he is. But Dylan Betances, you can make an argument if Diaz isn't doing well, New York and all that kind of thing. They've always been gone. Very gone. Dylan Bundy, nice. See, Darren's kind of doing my thing. He went with Giolito and then just let's load up on this. But I don't think this is enough. Like, this is much more than that. I mean, yeah, you went 4 closers. Like a real estate agent forecloser. Sorry. But you're going to be hurting a lot with this staff. It's a good experiment to do with a mock draft, though. With my next pick, I can make a case for this. I can make a case for Tony Disco. Could maybe suggest that Ross Stripling will be dealt, but probably not now they're in camp. I think I'm going to go Jordan Montgomery next. He has the opportunity now as a 5th starter. He's back from Tommy John. He should be let loose. I could see Kopech, though. That's a pretty easy argument. Could say Steven Matz. I'm just making sure there isn't anything obvious that I'm forgetting because the rankings are bad. Haven't read anything good about Nola this year. I mean, with Nola, it's kind of like Castillo in the sense that his fastball is not going to be as elite as you want it to be, and that's going to always go in and out. It's going to undulate through the year. I love that word. Just because it's some days he's going to be in rhythm with it and other days he's not. And last year we saw him for like out of rhythm for the first month and 4 months of cruising, then out of rhythm. And that was fine. We were kind of okay with that, but it turned into like a 3.8 ERA. And he was in the rhythm for the entirety of 2018. So that's why Nola did that, had such a successful season. But I don't really anticipate that to stick again. So there I am. Okay, I'm going to go Jordan Montgomery. So I have 2 picks left. One is going to be a catcher. The other is either going to be Pollack or probably Beatty. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a bold prediction, right? I mean, can I... It's not really that bold to say that Tyler Beatty is the most relevant Giants pitcher this year. Everyone keeps talking about Tom Murphy, but he can't do anything good in the Rockies. Why would he be good now? Like I haven't looked into this. All right, let's do it. He was fine. Yeah, all right, I see it. I mean, he also had a 31% strikeout rate last year, but only a 13% swing strike rate, but high pull percentage. Strikeout, schmikeout. Yeah, smikeout. Nice. What position would you have consistently waited on most and still gotten who you wanted? Honestly, I could have waited on to get Gio Urshela here. I would say second base, because then you could have gotten Eduardo Escobar in the 11th round, and that would have been nice. To answer your question, Blank89X. Yeah, there are 2 closers out there. What, Joe Jimenez and no, Jimenez is taken. Oh, Jose Arena? Is he even going to close? Kinsler? Ugh. Yeah, I got there. Too. Wait, Givens though. It's Givens. So who's the Mariners guy? Do we even know who the Mariners guy is? Rick, who's the Mariners guy? Oh yeah, and Sean Anderson is San Francisco, isn't it? There goes Kopak. I'm wondering, okay. Catcher 2. Thanks for nothing, Kevin. Catcher, not me. Catcher. So I'm just going to get Beatty then. Ian Happ. Not much of a fan. I think that's, again, one of those, like, even if he does well, you won't believe it. So I really don't want to chase Ian Happ. Chris Archer isn't the worst 22nd round pick. I'll be honest there. I don't really think that he's going to take that leap again, but still. Chances we see Clace as a closer this year. We could. It's one of those things that, like, any setup man, it's the same answer, right? Like, yes, Class A, whatever, Clace, I don't know, Emmanuel. He's just like every other setup man, where if the closer goes down, he takes the spot. But I don't think that hand is just going to get hurt for whatever reason. So he's a interesting thing to take at the end of your draft. If you feel like you have a good team and like you're not going to use that last thing, then fine, take him, and then you just get ratios and strikeouts, and that doesn't hurt at all. For me, I like to use that spot more to jump around with starters at the beginning of the year and kind of figure out my staff. If I feel good with it, there's no good starter out there, I'll take someone like Class off the wire. Just like, screw it, for this week I'm going to do this. My luck with that in many years has been like, that's the day that they get a blow up or something like that, or they get hurt. I actually remember one year I had so many injuries that I picked up a stud middle reliever at like 11 a.m. and then by 3 he was on the IL. I hadn't even gotten a game with him. I had been 4 hours and he was on the IL. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good year. I mean, yeah, Archer is really like last couple rounds, guys. Casey Mize, I'm not going to take him for exactly the reason I've been talking about before, which is I don't know what's going to happen, and not enough innings, and I don't want to stash. I just don't want to stash a guy at this point. I remember actually last year I took the very last pick of the draft was Fernando Tatis Jr. And I remember laughing. I was like, guys, I just got the greatest thing ever, even though I knew I didn't. And then I did. It was weird. Let's go Tyler Beatty. Because that's a fun pick. It's going to be one of those three. Don't know which one. Can Jeremy Jeffress do anything to improve the Cubs' pen, in your opinion? Well, if he gets his feel back for that two-seamer and curveball, he could. It's relievers are weird, man. The samples that we have are so small, and it's such a blink of an eye every year of when they actually perform. So that he can certainly do well. I don't think he's going to turn into the same impact he made in 2018. But yeah, exactly. Chug's got it right. I don't think he's going to be detrimental, right, to what they already have. All right, let's see here. So Mackenzie Gore, same kind of thing as Casey Mize. Miles Mikolas, don't hate it. I mean, you already got that with Dakota Hudson, essentially. CJ Cron, that's a solid 22nd round bat, honestly. I'm not against that at all. Oh, man, we're almost done with this another marathon of 2.5 hours talking baseball and drafting a team. Miguel Andujar, sure. Travis Shaw, I get that one, too. We're in the final round. How's everyone feeling with their teams? I'm feeling like this worked for the most part, honestly. The experiment. Who is your MLB team to root for in real life? At 5 years old, Nick Pollack was a smart kid, and he said, you know what? I want to be happy in life. So being from Brooklyn, Nick Pollack became a Yankee fan. I like 5-year-old me. He's a smart dude. I feel very lucky to be a Yankee fan. I did that. I became a Yankee fan in 93. And I didn't know. I remember being so disappointed in 94. And then definitely 95. But then wasn't so bad after that. Oh, a Jetto. No, you didn't choose a Met fan. You chose the Mariners. You beat us in 95. You had a moment. Except, were you born? Were you alive? You were 1, I think. Right, you were 1. Dansby Swanson, why not? Oh, yeah, thank you so much. I mean, that was... the trade deadline, honestly, really diving into all of this, I'll be completely honest. I was a very naive fan until like 2011. I mean, I just played it on my own. That's when I had my Fangraphs Renaissance, like understandings of the actual game itself is like really like 10 years for me. And like, you know, the trade deadline and how everything's working, etc. So that was like the first time I really witnessed a trade deadline, like being part of the buying with the Yankees. And that one with getting us Clint Frazier and Justice Sheffield, and then Torres, and then getting Dylan Tate. Like, it was just so much fun. It was the best. And then, yeah, it was absurd. Such a fun deadline. Who am I going of these three? Who am I going after? I know you're saying Tom Murphy. Ajetto. I'm going to go Christian Vasquez. Just a better offense. But all right, so experiment complete. Nick is going to do that. And then post this on Twitter. No, Kalian and Cash. Oh yeah, yeah. That was that the year that we got? No. The next year, then we got Robertson, Conley, and Todd Frazier, and then also dealt for Sonny Gray. I mean, it was just so much fun. Oh yeah, the Tiger years with Prince and Miggy. Yeah, I definitely understand that. No problem, Majetto. I got you. Mash and dingers. But hope you guys feel good with your teams. I'm curious, like, Chu, how do you feel about your team here? Mike, you're about to finish yours. I know you're in the chat. Same with you, Ben. A couple other guys as well. Chime in. I'm curious because I'm probably gonna wrap this up pretty quickly. Essentially, I mean, the whole thing I'm focusing on is, hey, I've been saying, by the way, here we go. Draft is done. Awesome stuff. Personally, yeah, okay, what we got here? Thanks a lot, Big Red. Milk and cookies for everybody. I'm feeling pretty good about it. It says Blink. Don't know which one you are, Blink. You got to help me there. Chew. I'll be streaming starters with the 12 teamers. So that's fine. So yeah, you have Bieber, Kluber, Wheeler, Carmart. Yeah, you're really hunting. I will say, like, there are some at the end, but I think you had more opportunity to hunt for pitchers that could actually turn into something right away. Mike says, like my bats for sure. Glad I got Snell. I took a few risks with pitchers. Cool. Oh, I'm just messing. Oh, gotcha. I mean, yeah, how do you guys, I'm curious. So here it is. I didn't draft a pitcher till the 10th. Sure, Ohtani as a two-way. But is this something that you feel comfortable doing? I would say that myself being in the 6th hole in the middle makes this a more viable strategy for two reasons. One, I'm able to get someone like Story or Lindor, which means that I feel better already about stolen bases. It puts the less of a pressure of that early on, which means that I don't have to find myself going after the discount guys like Oscar Mercado or John Birdie or Laureano, that kind of stuff. I could have even done that, but I feel that gives you more flexibility for that. Also, you can get a better share of starters instead of like doubling up on. You can kind of feel out better as the draft goes on. You don't have to commit to the 10th round thing now. You can kind of feel like, okay, am I going to be getting a decent amount of starters, or a good amount in the pool at this point? It's easier to do that from the 6th spot than there is from like the 1st or the 12th. So if you are going to do this kind of thing, I think it's only acceptable really there. Yeah, outfield is interesting. Outfield, I think Kyle Schwarber is like the last one I feel really fine about starting off. Maybe actually Schwarber and Calhoun's really solid. So going Blackman, Schwarber, Calhoun really worked out for Matt. But I mean, yeah, you took some upside guys like Lorenzo Cain, for example. It's interesting, but you don't want to be starting him out of April. You don't want that to be one of your threes. Essentially, you need to have a top 36 or 39 outfield, right? It's 12 team for 3 of them, so I can do math. Yeah, no, 36. I had it right. Oh yeah, it's completely different with ESPN. You have to be more aggressive early on, 100%. But yeah, I mean, I hope you guys see this. I hope you think, hey, maybe I could do this kind of thing. But yeah, it's not. I mean, I've been kind of shooting that around a podcast, kind of as a joke, and I didn't really know if it really would work. But I think this kind of works. I don't love it. Like, I do want one more legitimate guy. If I had like Severino or Darvish or Kluber on top of this, I would feel so good. So that might be the play, and then I would swap out. I would swap out something like Price and try to get something else that would be a better complement hitting wise or something along those lines. I actually don't see anything that I love there though. But that's just kind of what's going through my head here. Did Nimmo go? Nimmo did not. I don't believe I see him out here. But anyway, that is going to be it for this. So really, thank you all for joining today. I love these. I think it's super fun to be able to talk about this and kind of work out the entire strategy as it goes on. I appreciate the Pitch List staff for making this happen. It's so cool that we can get a new crew pretty much every single week to do this kind of thing. There isn't one next week. There is, though, the League of Leagues going on Tuesday night next week. Definitely tune in for that. That's super fun for baseball, basketball, and football. If you're not part of Pitch List Plus, be a part of it now. Join us on the Discord. You're putting out our ebook later this week. It's awesome. You should be here at Pitch List Plus. It's like the best experience. So you just get us all the time. It's just going always. Be a part of it. You also get an ad-free website. So, but that is going to be it. So I will doing a podcast tomorrow night with Alex Fast. So definitely stay tuned for that. But that is going to be it. So I will see you guys on the Discord. I don't know if I'm supposed to have a sign off. I have a sign off for the other stuff. I don't know. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon.